It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Well, the Arizona Cardinals have become officially the slump busters for just about every team on their schedule. We'll get into that. The 151st Preakness gallops into Maryland tomorrow. You can watch it on NBC. And we have baseball tonight as the Diamondbacks and the Colorado Rockies get together as well. All right, everybody, welcome in. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, also on the Arizona Sports app. Rock caught in traffic. My brother from another mother is here. Laz, how's your day, pal?
What's going on, Jimmy B?
Just a beautiful day here at Wright Toyota, and we are going to hang out here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's one of our favorite places to come and do the show, and they have a great setup for us. We're out of everybody's way. However, everybody can see us. So Laz, when that blonde comes over and asks for your autograph, don't be shy.
I'll give her my phone number, too. Take her out on a date.
There you go. That'll work. All right, we are underway. Rock will join the show here. He's caught in traffic when he gets here. Let us start first, then, with what the Diamondbacks and Rockies are going to do here tonight. It is the opening of a series in the Mile High City, and right now they got bounced around pretty good by the Texas Rangers. Day off for travel. Now they set up for the series against the Rockies. Laz, this is a team that won 3 in a row, but hardly scored any runs, but got really solid pitching performance. Then they won the game against the Rangers, dropped the next 2, and their pitching performances went to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, Zach Gallen had that bumpy start, so he needs to figure it out. He's had a bumpy season so far. But Merrill Kelly starting tonight, his last time out against the Mets at Chase Field over the weekend, that was probably his best start of the year.
Yeah.
He went 7 innings, I think gave up, 3 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 6. That's probably also his season high. So if he can pitch like that again tonight, it'll set the D-backs up for success. But it's tough because you're at Coors Field, and we know the ball flies there, and that does not suit Merrill Kelly well.
No.
But, I mean, if he can at least give us a quality start and the D-backs can get some run support for him, then they should have a good chance. But like you said, this is a big series. You got to at least take 2 out of 3, if not sweep them, to get back on track, because you got to win those games that are winnable.
That brings us then to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. You can always contact State 48 Roofing, and you get a free roof inspection. So keep your roof sexy. With State 48 Roofing, go online, state48roofing.com. Again, that's state48roofing.com, or just go old school and call them. 480-268-4509. That's 480-268-4509. Here's the question. How important is this series in Colorado for the D-backs to stay in the wild card race? You have 2 options. 1, very important. They need to stay in it. 2, way too early to start to worry about the wild card. Where are you on that, Laz?
I think it's still a little bit too early, because they could find their stride and win a few games in a row, a few series in a row, and then not only are they right back in the wild card race, they're not far out of the division race either, because the Dodgers are still scuffling a little bit right now. And we know they're going to end up winning 100 games. That probably is their division to lose. But I think it's still so early that the D-backs aren't out of anything yet. But they do have to heat up, or else they'll end up many games farther behind.
Well, that's the thing. They have to play with some sort of consistency, and keep pace with the other wild card teams. Look, Philadelphia fired their manager. Phillies are playing well all of a sudden. Now they got Donnie Baseball as their interim manager. We've already had discussions about the Central Division, where the Cubs, the Brewers, Cincinnati, and the Cardinals are all right in the hunt right there.
Yeah.
So spots dwindle in a hurry, so you cannot get that far behind.
Yeah, 4 of the top 5 in the National League wild card are Brewers, Cardinals. You've got the Padres sandwiched in the middle, and then Pirates and Reds right below them, which is funny because the last place team in the NL Central would be in first place in the AL Central. So
Isn't that amazing?
It's a stacked division this year.
We have basketball tonight. The NBA returns, and we have the opportunity for closeout games. Let us start first. Detroit in Cleveland. The Cavs have been perfect on their home court in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. They finally won a road game, and that was just 2 days ago in Detroit. So they lead that series 3-2. Do you like the Cavs here, or do you like the Pistons to rally?
I kind of like the Pistons to rally only because of the way they fell apart the other night. I think they're going to watch that film and be like, all right, we had that game in our hands. So I think they're going to play hard because they know, obviously, they need to get this one back to stay alive. And I think a Game 7 in this series would be absolutely insane. But the way that the Pistons fell apart in that last 3 minutes on Wednesday, if they play like that again, they're going to get crushed tonight.
Yeah,
because that was ugly.
It was ugly.
It was bad.
Yep, it was. All right, and then the other one, San Antonio in Minneapolis to play against the Timberwolves. Where are you on this? Do the Spurs close out?
Yeah, I think the Spurs are going to close them out tonight. Although the Timberwolves have been a better matchup for them than I expected, I just think the way Wemby played the other night, if he does anything close to that again, I think they're in pretty big trouble. And plus, the Spurs want to just get ready and get some rest time, much like the Thunder. They know the Thunder are already sitting there waiting for them. So obviously you don't look ahead in the NBA, especially in the playoffs. But I think the Spurs want to get stuff done. They don't want to have to go back home. They want to go back home and get ready to rest, not have to prepare for another game. So I think they finish it off tonight, but we'll have to see what happens.
And it is also the second leg of the Triple Crown, the Preakness in Baltimore. Look, I covered this race many times. It's a fun race to watch. However, the Kentucky Derby champion is not there. They're skipping it. And so you have a few other horses. How about this? Great White. Remember when they were trying to get Great White into the gate and he reared up and fell backwards. And so he did not end up racing in the Derby. He is in this race, I think right now at like 15-1.
Yeah, he almost killed his jockey.
He almost did.
Crush that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is 15-1.
Okay.
I mean, I would pick a horse, but after what happened in the Derby, it's impossible to predict. Because it looked like the favorite was going to come out there, and they ended up, I think, in second, maybe third. But this is another race wide open. You got 5-1, 6-1, 5-1, 9-2.
Is Ocelli the top pick right now? Is 5-1?
Taj Mahal at 5-1.
Taj Mahal.
Ocelli is 6-1 now.
Okay, all right.
But you got Chip Honcho also at 5-1.
Okay.
And Incredible. So there's a lot of horses. They were all in the Derby too. So we'll have to see. I lost a lot of money on that Derby.
and see, Roc always asks me. He says, when I bitch about Kalshi and all these other predicted sites, and why would I waste my time? Why would I do that? Where you and Roc are on your phones, man. You guys are working DraftKings like it's going out of style.
You pick one horse, and then it's like, all right, well, I do like this one because of the story, so I'll put 20 more on him. And then your buddies have that horse, so you take that. Next thing you know, you're $100, $150 in the hole. And that's exactly where I was 2 weeks ago.
So are you going to play Saturday?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You got to play to win. Scared money don't make money.
I understand that. Well, I'm not scared. I just don't open up the wallet.
I should be scared because my wallet's taking a hit from all this crap.
Oh, man.
I'd rather bet on basketball, a little more predictable
it is,
than a horse running around in circles.
You don't know.
But it is fun. Gives you something to watch.
And it only lasts 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's 2 hours plus for a basketball
With
game.
that money, I could have gotten a lot more entertainment than 2 minutes of watching that.
Man,
my money.
You could have gone to the club and make it rain.
Yeah, I could have. And it would have lasted a lot longer, too.
All right. Coming up also, we're going to have NHL hockey. Last night, Las Vegas closed. I still can't get over that. Las Vegas closed out the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. I can't wait for the series in the Western Conference Final with Colorado and the Golden Knights.
That was my favorite series to watch of all of them. Anaheim is so young and fast, but Vegas is so skilled, and they had the speed to keep up. I mean, they were flying up and down the ice. I don't know if you saw Mitch Marner's goal last night.
I did see it. It's
one of the best goals I've seen in a long time.
100%. We're going to run that highlight in our replay.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God. If you haven't seen it, it's almost impossible for us to describe where he goes one way, dekes the goalie, comes back the other way, and then backhand flips it in. You have to see it. in slow motion as well to see how skilled he was when he made that play.
Yeah, to pull up the brakes like that,
Yep.
spin your body backwards and put the stick and puck through your legs and then still flip it top shelf. It was absolutely filthy. And then they scored another shorthanded goal a few minutes later that was also equally disgusting.
Yeah.
Vegas is good. The problem is you're going to run into a Colorado Avalanche team that is
They're loaded.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Nathan McKinnon is – I think McDavid is the most talented player on the planet.
That's fair.
But I think McKinnon is the best player in the league in terms of the entire package. I mean, his speed, his stick handling, the way he controls the ice when he's out there. That goal he scored, the empty netter to tie it against Minnesota, he was parallel with the goalie and just ripped it through a spot where only a puck could fit through. It was crazy. I think we're going to get a Hurricanes Avalanche Stanley Cup. And as much as I want to say that's going to be an incredible cup, I don't know how anybody can keep up with Colorado.
Well, I have watched the Carolina Hurricanes.
They're good.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, if there is a team in the East that can match up against either
Agreed.
Colorado or Las Vegas, it is Carolina.
But it'll be a good series. If you get Vegas and Colorado, that should be good too. But I still think that goes 5, maybe 6 at most. Vegas has had their struggles this year with defending and stopping goal scoring. But Carter Hart's been standing on his head.
Yep.
So if he can do that, they'll be okay. But Colorado, it's a machine this year. And they won a million games this year and got 120-something points for a reason. They're a powerhouse.
They really are. Hey, our first segment presented, as always, by our great partnership with Lerner and Rowe. Just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. That's Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Today, we are hanging out at Wright Toyota here in North Scottsdale, and we will be here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Just getting underway. The replay rewind is coming up next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B and Laz and Jamal back behind the glass at ESPN 620.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Living in the Valley of the Sun means we're always battling the heat on the golf course, at work, or just getting through the day. To stay sharp, you need more than energy. You need hydration. You need Phoenix Hydration Energy, spelled Phoenix, like the city we love. Phoenix gives you clean, natural energy from green tea, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. No crash, no junk, just pure performance. Grab Phoenix Hydration Energy today at 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, or Circle K. Phoenix Hydration Energy. Rise up.
Join us at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the Mizuno Fitting and Bonus Trade-In event. Test drive Mizuno's JPX-1 Woods and JPX-925 irons. The woods and irons have combined power and speed for more consistent distance. Trade in your current clubs and receive 50% bonus trade-in towards your Mizuno purchase. Book your Mizuno fitting in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Your everyday choices can help shape your future. Choosing healthy meals rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, along with consistent exercise, can help reduce your risk of dementia. Even small changes, like a short walk a few times a week or eating less processed foods, can make a difference. Eat smart, move more, protect your mind. Visit alz.org/healthy habits to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association and the Arizona Department of Health Services.
Before you fly, take a trip to your local MVD office or authorized third-party provider with your required documents and get the new AZ Travel ID with the Gold Star for your new driver's license or ID. Starting May 2025, this new AZ Travel ID gets you through TSA security checkpoints. It's quick and easy. Think of it as your license to fly. Learn how to get your new ID at aztravelid.com. Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD2.
All right, everybody, you can't get rid of us that easy. We're hanging out today. Right Toyota is where we are located. All the folks are here. They are ready to help you find a quality used car or a brand new car for Toyota. It's a great place to shop. They have great deals always, and they take terrific care of their customers right here at Right Toyota. Let's get to our replay rewind, and we will start now first with the Diamondbacks. They have a series coming up now in Denver. Mile High, it is matched up against the Rockies. Here's Torey Lovullo right now, the skipper on the offense, and they got to get on track some way.
We hit a lot of balls we were building innings, and that's why I said there's a lot of progress. And we've been seeing that these guys are working their butts off, and we started to build some innings. We just couldn't get that big hit, that big slug. They clipped us for that 3-run home run, and that was the difference. And we didn't lay flat after that. We got super hungry and super charged up and came back and put us, they put us in a position to win this game. The position players were really good today.
All right, so they are matched up with Merrill Kelly on the mound tonight. I didn't check the weather. If the wind is blowing at all, this could really be a home run barrage this evening for both teams.
I didn't check the weather, but I'm going to guess it's not favorable because the over-under was just 12.5.
Okay.
So it looks like there's going to be some runs. But that's because you got Kelly and Kyle Freeland going for the Rockies, and they're both guys that can get hit around a little bit.
They can.
But if we can't score runs this weekend at Coors Field, then you got a problem.
You're right about that. Yep. So at any rate, by the way, you can hear that game on our sister station when it begins at 98.7. Let us continue then with Major League Baseball. Last night, two things in Major League Baseball that are truly exciting to me. One is a guy trying to stretch a double to a triple. To me, that's extremely fun to watch. And also a possibility of an inside-the-park home run. Well, we got the inside-the-park home run last night. Here is the call.
2 men out, back to the top of the order, Jung-Hoo Lee.
This is flipped the other way, and it's a fair ball. And it gets by Hernandez. It's going to allow the speedy Hunt to score. And here comes Jung-Hoo. And this game is unbelievable. This is a home run swing if I ever saw one.
Just kind of hits a fillet down the left field line and skims off the ball and kicks away from Hernandez. It has to be a home run. I mean, easy score for us.
Oh, what a blunder from Teoscar Hernandez in left field.
And it was, too.
A blunder is right. That was a Texas Leaguer bloop single.
Yeah.
Maybe a double because Teoscar was walking to the ball. But he thought it was going to kick off the wall and go right to him. I actually don't know what he was doing. Me or you could have played a better left field on that play.
Well, no, that wouldn't go that far. Maybe you, not me.
I don't know. If you watch that again, it was pretty brutal. And he didn't even hustle to the ball after it got away either. I mean, I was thinking, I was happy to be watching the game because there was nothing else on.
Right.
I said, all right, a little bloop single. That might be a double. Jung-Hoo Lee's quick. I said, oh, my God, what's he doing? He's zoomed around the bases. I was like, that. It was pathetic from Teoscar. He probably got a word in the dugout.
Oh, I'm sure that he did. Look, that's why we like inside the park home runs, because you're standing up going, is he going to make it? Is he going to beat the throw?
He got in pretty handily, too.
Yeah, he did. Here's another one. We had a conversation about how Major League Baseball has shifted, and they put their power hitters now on in front of the lineup. Well, one of Roc's favorite hitters, Kyle Schwarber, was at it again last night.
Schwarber 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts in this one. a scoreless deadlock here in the 8th. It's 2-0 Phillies.
Again, you play your gut, and they take Suarez out when he's rolling along, and that moves the dominoes down a little bit, and now it is Samaniego instead of Whitlock, and it comes back to bite him big time.
There you go, Kyle Schwarber. When he hits a home run, it's a bomb.
They go far.
Man, they do.
We spoke it into existence. We were talking about some of the best home run hitters in Phillies history yesterday, and we mentioned how Schwarber might be up there, and sure enough, he hits one 420 about 2 hours later.
Unbelievable. To the NHL playoffs, the Canadiens with a victory over the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo. Listen to this call on this Canadiens goal.
Suzuki and Byram can grab one another. Turn over. Here's Suzuki. Takes a minute. They score. Suzuki found Caulfield, and Montreal ties it up.
And they end up winning that game going away. For the life of me, I cannot ever, and I've been around the NHL a long time, ever heard a hockey player named Suzuki.
Nick Suzuki.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's Canadian, too.
Yeah.
The Suzuki last name doesn't really match up with what he looks like at all.
It's amazing. All right, let's get to the game that we talked about and the Marner goal. Look, Mitch Marner, didn't you tell me the one time that he got out of Toronto just in time?
Yeah, last year he left Toronto. It was the best thing that ever happened to him. There was contract nonsense going off. I mean, Toronto's had a really hard time keeping their players and winning with this. They had Mitch Marner. They had Austin Matthews, so many other good players. And they just – something toxic about playing for the Maple Leafs right now. And Mitch Marner has had a career year, and it's been the best thing that ever happened to him.
And this is one of the best goals that you will see all season. Here it is. Just trust me, you have to see it in slow motion. Just look it up online and wait till you see this goal. It is off the charts.
It was sick. One of the sickest goals I've seen in a long time. It takes a lot for me to jump off the couch for a game that I don't care about.
Yeah.
I saw that and stood up. My jaw dropped. Like, oh my!
And for it to happen right when the game started,
yes,
and put that crowd to mute was outstanding.
Yeah,
that was one of the best goals I've seen. Like you said,
unbelievable.
I can't tell you I've seen a better goal.
I know it was.
The way he was able to do that side, I mean, that was awesome.
Well,
yeah, you're right.
It's hard to explain it on radio because he did so many things.
Yeah,
that's why I say go look at it online and look at it in slow motion. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Right now, it's number one in the clubhouse when it comes to the goal of the year for the playoffs. But wow, good stuff.
Yeah, it was awesome. Okay, so there you go. That's our replay rewind. Just presented by Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck, need a check, just make one call at 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, Lerner and Rowe. Just make one call, 602-977-1900. All right,
our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question today. How important is this series in Colorado to the D-backs in the overall wild card race? Two choices. One, very important, need to stay in it, or two, way too early to start worrying about the wild card. You can vote on any of our social media platforms. Just search Roc and Manuch. As we are going to get into some baseball talk, as of course we do know the Snakes are heading up to Mile High City for a 3-game weekend set with the Rockies. We're going to go up there and catch up with Jody Jackson. He'll join us to talk about the latest on Merrill Kelly, what Torey Lovello is telling his team, and maybe some of the stories that only she knows that she can bring to us. So we'll get into that in just a moment. But
she's a very good baseball insider.
Oh,
she really is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think she, even when the Yotes was here, she was great.
Yeah.
Just like that, we're just talking about the puck, and it makes you just want hockey here so bad.
I know.
And maybe with Doan out as an executive of the Toronto Maple Leafs, I know he's rumored to be the GM for possibly Vancouver. Maybe they filled it. I don't even know. I really haven't followed it, but maybe he'll have more time to start knocking on doors and finding someone to write some checks so they can build a new arena here somewhere in the Valley and get hockey back. Because I know Gary Bettman and the rest of the hockey world, especially the folks up in Canada, would love to have us continue having hockey here in the Valley of the Sun. So many visitors from Canada come down.
Yep.
You can't get a ticket up there.
No.
You can get a ticket down here.
I will say this about Gary Bettman, and look, he has lots of detractors, but as far as keeping the NHL in the Valley, he bent over backwards to try to do that. Over again. Yep, he did. So I tip my cap to him for that, no question.
I'm still curious when we are going to see someone at Arizona State or Grand Canyon do a case study on the Yotes.
Good point.
I mean, it's a movie. It's an ESPN 30 for 30. It is the amount of bankruptcy issues they had and the different owners and rejected owners and all the different people that were involved. We'd love to see that. Love to be part of it because we were. I mean, we clearly were. And it just sucks that the more you talk about it.
I agree.
Just pisses you off. All right, we'll catch up with Jody Jackson next, talk some D-backs. But let's get caught up on what's going on in the world with Laz and our ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy V's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The second round of the PGA Championship is underway, and the course continues to take a toll on some of the world's top golfers, proving to be one of the toughest tests we've seen all year. Aldrich Potgieter currently leads the way at 5 under as players continue to battle difficult conditions. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler had a bumpy start to the round, but he battled back to finish the day at 2 under, still just 3 shots off the lead heading into the weekend. We'll keep you updated with scores and highlights as the second round rolls along here at the PGA Championship. This month, every big sports moment runs through Twin Peaks. From the NBA playoffs and UFC to the Indy 500 and more, catch all the action on wall-to-wall TVs with ice-cold beer and scratch-made food. Twin Peaks, where the beer is cold, the views are scenic, and game day is always bigger. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Right in the heart of Arizona Athletic Grounds, one of the largest youth sports complexes in North America. Bristol's is the ultimate hangout for families and sports fans in Mesa. Come experience amazing double-decker cheeseburgers, award-winning wings, smoked barbecue, and fresh, craveable salads. With seating for 500, a full bar, 20 beers on tap, and over 100 TVs, happy hour Thursdays, Friday and Sunday from 4 till 6, plus trivia night every Thursday night. Bristol's, where Mesa comes to eat, watch, and win. Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Arizona children enter the foster system every day. If you're a parent, a coach, a teacher, or just someone who cares about young people, then you may be in a position to help. Becoming a foster parent not only creates a positive ripple effect in a child's life, it can improve our entire community. That's the foster effect. To learn more, go to azgcs.gov/foster effect. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Department of Child Safety.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
All right, D-backs, Mile High City this weekend, Colorado. Get out of the heat and get a 3-game weekend set with Colorado Rockies there at Coors Field. Got Merrill Kelly versus Kyle Freeland tonight. Two vets who know each other well. Kelly's 9-3 against the Rockies in 17 starts. And Jimmy B is sneezing like going crazy here. What are you allergic to there, big fella? You all right? You okay?
Might be you. You still
I
sound out.
know. Good too. Jody Jackson joins us now on the Right to the guest line here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. How we doing, Jody? How's your Friday treating you?
Oh, it's great. I'm enjoying some lovely mountain weather here. I hope you guys aren't sweating too much in the valley, but did my little run and everything. Did my prep, did my run. Sorry, I know it's not supposed to be that. Not supposed to be a drastic, issue. Early in the season like this, but I guess it got hot in the valley. So, woo.
Yeah, it's all right. You're enjoying that. You get to go for a run. You get to use that per diem. I see how it all works. It works out perfect for Jody Jackson up there. So, Jody, you've spent some time with Torrey this week, and what do you think his message to this team heading into Coors Field is, knowing how unpredictable that ballpark can be with the weather changes and just how the ball flies out of there?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And the ball does fly. Obviously, it's 5280. They already have been in Mexico City. Mexico City was 2,000 feet higher than Denver, so that was challenging. But they really didn't play. I'll be honest, guys, it didn't play as high as I thought it would in Mexico. And so I think you just stick to your principles. Merrill Kelly's had a lot of success here, so we're going to lean on him today. And then as far as the hitters, we've seen a lot of guys break out here and really put up some big numbers here. And so for that to happen, it just has to be the same approach, middle of the field, back. A lot of times it's back spinning the ball. I know a guy like Paul Marte, he's just got such great power. He can really get the ball out of his park. I think I'm looking really at him. It's not all about him, but because his expected batting average is 288 and his actual batting average is 215, maybe some of those line drives and hard hit fly balls are not going to get caught here. Maybe they're going to land in the outfield or they're going to go out of the ballpark. And to be honest, I think that's really where all the numbers have landed. This team is a team that's usually been pretty, they don't rely on homers, but they have middle of the pack or high in the league rankings for homers, and they're near the bottom this year. I understand there's no Suarez, but he's kind of the main one that's gone. I mean, the other guys are there, and so I think this team's capable of putting up more slugs, and I think they're going to do that. Now, whether it's a homer or a ball in the gap, I think they just keep their approach. They have a lot of guys who've played here before. Ryan Walshman's an interesting one. Does he hit one out? Because, he's been hitting the ball hard and hasn't really gotten as much reward for it. He's brand new to the league, so it's kind of a fun one to watch. I wouldn't be surprised if he was one out of here.
So, Jody, you're saying that this timing is good to be up at Coors Field to get these bats going, especially the top three guys that are not really putting the numbers up yet. But it looks as though Corbin Carroll is starting to kind of heat up a little bit at the plate. So do you think Colorado's the timing's good right now to get these guys going?
Yeah, and that's been a thing through the years is, when they are silenced by some pitching or whatever. And really Texas, it wasn't so much the pitching, although Mackenzie Gore was really good. I think it was more that ballpark actually, the ball doesn't really fly too much. So I think we've seen that through the years where if things are quiet offensively, and many times they are, you come up here and you get right. Even if it lasts, hopefully it doesn't only last 3 games. You're also seeing the Rockies and the Giants 13 straight here, which is crazy. But, I think so. And I think, then on the other side, the Rockies can do the same. I don't love slugfest, so I hope we're not looking at that. But I do remember, I have to look this up, guys. I'm still doing, I thought I did all my prep, but I believe D-backs got swept or lost the series through last year, so that was disappointing because they've been really good here. I think there's been something like 17-3 at home at Chase in the last 20 against the Rockies, but only like 10-9 here, which 10-9 is winning record. But yeah, I think it's going to go their way, and then hopefully the pitching can kind of keep the Rockies, down. Hunter Goodman, I'll mention, Hunter Goodman's a really he's kind of damaged the Diamondbacks the last couple of years. Jake McCarthy is the guy. I'm actually going to walk down the hall and talk to him right now. Their clubhouse is opening any minute here. They've counted on him. He's been good for them. He's been one of their more productive outfielders. So that'll be a fun matchup to watch with he and Merrill. I'm sure I'll have some eye contact when they hit the batter's box on the mound today.
Jody Jackson's our guest on the right Toyota guest line. Jody, most fans, as soon as you see Colorado on the schedule, they automatically think it's going to be a win for the D-backs. And in the past few seasons, that has been the case for just about every team. But this year, at least they are somewhat respectable. And does that change anything? Do you look at the game any differently just because Colorado has not been the same dead horse that most people were beating on?
Yeah, Jake McCarthy, this team this year is different. They got off to a better start. The pitching was better. And I think now what we're seeing is the fact that, they're coming back to earth a little bit. I saw some highlights of some of the games in Pittsburgh. And, unfortunately for them, it wasn't just the pitching, it was some sloppy play. And so they got to tie that up if they're going to be a better team. But I think there's no question they're better. They have Paul DePodesta, they have Josh Burns at the helm. Now they've changed everything about the front office. I've heard that now they're, they were kind of behind on everything involving analytics and all of that. They were very much still a decade back on that, and now they're getting up to speed. So it doesn't really surprise me that they've seen some results from that. So I think that it's going to be interesting to see how now Kyle Freeland, the pitcher today, I mean, he's a guy that, he could be benefiting from some of that. He was early. His ERA was really good in his first 3 starts, but his last 3 starts have been bad. So I think, again, it's mixed results with them. I think we're still wondering who they are going to be. Are they going to continue? Are they going to be like team we saw the first 3 or 4 weeks, or are they going to be the team the last couple? Yeah, but, they certainly look like they have a better chance to be competitive right now with everything going on.
All right, Jody, got to ask you about Paul Sewald. 0-4, ERA is close to 5. He's given up some multiple runs and he's lost some games, of course. But he's converted 9 of 10 save chances. That's really strong. Has the leash gotten a little shorter for him, the leash, or you think it's still where it's been all season?
I think it's still where it's been. Okay. I thought it was interesting. The only guys, so for example, the only guys that had the 9 for 9 in the league, it was Paul Sewald and Mason Miller. And couldn't be more. You couldn't be more different. You know what I mean? And that's not a knock on Paul. It's just like Mason Miller is like unhittable. So I just think it can be done in many ways, and we've seen that through the years. We've seen, there's a lot of ways to close out a game and get it done. And I think, talking to him, I don't know if I'll catch up with him today, but he felt like the other night they knew it was coming, or they just were on everything. And again, he's throwing sweeper fastball and moving that around. And his biggest key this year has been getting ahead, throwing strike 1. And he didn't do that to Duran, and it just kind of blew up on him that inning. So I think I think there's no reason why he can't get back to doing what he was doing, but he's got to be better with the location of the pitches and getting ahead. That's his recipe. So I don't think there's any loss of confidence when you're 9 of 10. You're still okay.
And Jody, I mean, it's a good story right now with the bullpen turnaround. Aside from Seawald, I mean, the relief pitching has been a bright spot. I mean, we're going a little run there where it was all positive, which, I think for the most part, us and others, up the dial, down the dial, have talked about the fact that the relief pitching has been a challenge. But right now, it's been really strong.
It really has, and even the other night, I thought Juan Mario was going to take us to extras. And honestly, Juan Mario threw a great pitch, a nasty sinker inside at 96.9 miles an hour. And Danny Jansen hit it. And so, that's baseball, guys. We know how it goes sometimes. But, Mario's been good. Thompson's been very good. Ginkle, you've got Loizaga. And then Taylor Clark, he's been so impressive too. And then you've got some guys in the low leverage positions that have performed pretty well. I mean, I'm forgetting Brandon Garcia. You've got, for the most part, you are exactly right, Roc. I mean, they've been very good in that pen, and maybe we didn't expect that, but it is great to see because that just gives everybody confidence, and you can go out and worry about let's get the lead, and it's going to be locked down for the most part.
Jody, have you got any timetable, or has it changed at all for Corbin Burns, AJ Puck, etc. on those pitchers?
No, Jimmy B, I think it's still on track. I've heard that Corbin Burns and AJ Puck are still throwing bullpens. They have to hit. Gosh, I should know this. I thought it was 10, but it might be like 15. It's there's X amount of bullpens they have to throw before they can go out on a rehab assignment. And I think we're still hearing around the All-Star break from Corbin Burns. I'm not sure on Puck. I have to check that again. I'll probably get an update after an off day. Many times we get some updates because Torrey is more, he has some latest reports type of thing on that. So, looking forward to those guys are on track. Justin Martinez later on, a little bit later in the season. So it's going to be a real big boost for the pitching staff.
Well, Jody, thank you, especially on the road, making time for us. We always appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. We'll be watching coming up here at 5 o'clock. So thanks for the time, as always.
Well, thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for having me on. I'll talk to you soon.
That's
See you,
Jody Jackson today, MLB TV, of course, Cox 34 and DirecTV 686. So appreciate Jody joining us from Colorado, Coors Field. Schedule release day has turned into the NFL's second draft night. And this year, the league, basically, they're taking over Thanksgiving week, Christmas Day, Black Friday, Netflix, Prime, the entire calendar. We're going to break that down next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Wright Toyota here on a Friday on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Hey, Arizona State football fans, London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
You're invited to Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the all-new Titleist GTS drivers. Find the perfect driver for your swing, helping you gain superior distance, accuracy, and speed by personalizing your performance. Be the first to have the new Titleist GTS drivers by booking your fitting in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. Sponsored by Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota on this day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
I'm going to go back to 1941 to get it started here. In what looked like a forgettable afternoon at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees were in fourth place. The Bombers had just got blown out 13-1 by the White Sox. Joe DiMaggio lined a first inning single to left field off of lefty Eddie Smith, scoring Bill Rizzuto. And at that point, they dropped to 14-15, under 500, and raised very few eyebrows. It would also become the most famous single in baseball history because from that day through July 16th, Joe DiMaggio hit safe in 56 consecutive games. He batted .408 with 15 homers, only struck out 7 times in 223 at-bats. That record still remains held by DiMaggio and has been described unbreakable. No one has come within 12 games since.
That is correct. Pete Rose.
Why do you guys say it's correct? Of course it's correct.
I know.
I just told it to you. Why do you always say
that is correct? Because I know
Of course
that.
it's correct.
No, it's not. Not if you got it off AI. You got
I didn't get it on AI. You don't know where I got
I'm
it.
just checking.
You don't know where I get my prep.
So yeah, you get it
At
from
least
me.
I get prep.
You get it from me.
I do. What did you prepare for today's show?
What did I do? I prepared the State 48 Roofing. Get your call question of the day.
Which it's only 2 answers, so you.
Well, wait a minute. What's
supposed to be 4, but that's all right. Go ahead. What else?
Well, no.
What else? What else?
No,
What else?
No, it's not.
What else? I'm just curious. What else?
I also have prepared some comments where I saw you were going to talk about the Nebraska Cornhuskers and their head coach.
Okay, Matt Rule.
Yes, who has gotten paid and never should be paid.
Okay.
They fired Bo Pelini when Bo Pelini went 9-3. Matt Rule hasn't even been close to that, and he's making a boatload of money. They freaked out at Nebraska.
You want to just do that segment now?
No,
or are we gonna wait?
you asked me, so
No, I didn't. I only asked
my prep.
I only asked you what you brought to the table to the show today.
Not much.
I don't even exactly.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, moving on. And this is correct too. 1973.
Yeah.
It was May 15th, which is today. California Angels right-hander Nolan Ryan threw his first no-hitter of his career. And since you know everything, who did he shut out that day?
I have no clue.
All right, Kansas City Royals. The Ryan Express was only 26 years old and just hitting his stride. How about that? And then, all right.
I was just going to say.
Please.
Okay. I covered him a few times when he was pitching. Rock, you could not believe a guy that is closing in on 40, still throwing 98 to 100 miles an hour. He was
couldn't agree more.
Unbelievable, and you had to see it in person to believe it.
I am very fortunate to have been at a game.
Okay.
in Veterans Stadium. Steve Carlton versus Nolan Ryan.
What a matchup.
I caught a foul ball.
Get out.
Hit by Dale Murphy, who was playing for the Phillies at the time.
Yep.
I still have that baseball today.
Wow.
But my dumbass with that baseball, before I knew I was going to get into sports, I don't remember.
You were a kid.
I was younger.
Yeah.
I wasn't that young. I mean,
Okay.
that was, it was in the late 80s, right? I was
Okay.
in college. And I remember I have the baseball to this day. Thought it'd be a great idea. I didn't think I'd get into this.
Yeah.
I always want to be a morning disc jockey like a Howard Stern, right? And it didn't work out.
Well, this is close.
Yeah, real close. So my dumbass
Uh-huh.
took that baseball and signed Dale Murphy and the date on it. Instead of just putting it in a little holder, getting a piece of paper and writing it down. And I think about 10 years ago, Manuch and I had him on our show. I told him the story. He's like, he was up in Wyoming or Colorado where he was living. He's like, just send it up to me. I'll sign it. But I already ruined it by getting out a big pen and signing Dale Murphy. Not his autograph.
No, I understand.
This is where the ball was from.
Yeah.
And it sits there with my Barry Bonds, my Pete Rose, my Harlem Killebrews. I mean, I got so many baseballs signed, being in the industry as long as I have.
Right.
But
Yep.
that's one of my favorite balls because I caught it.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Do you remember where you were seated?
Yeah, I was like 25 rows behind home plate.
Oh, okay. So it was a pop-up behind home plate.
it was a pop-up. Yeah.
I got you.
But I remember me and my buddy were in Philly after that. We hit the streets. It's like I won the lottery. I was like, look, I caught him. I mean, I was such a ass. But speaking of Philly, this is the date the table got set for one of the most iconic NBA Finals games ever played. With the Lakers leading the 76ers 3-2 in the series. Owner Jerry Buss officially fired interim head coach Jack McKinney on May 13th. Paul Westhead took over as LA boarded the plane for Philadelphia. So the night of the 15th, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar stayed home in LA with a sprained ankle, and this 20-year-old rookie named Magic Irvin Johnson plopped down in Kareem's front row seat, winked at Coach Westhead, and famously announced, "Never fear, EJ is here." The next night, Game 6, he would jump in as center and then played all 5 positions, dropped 42, 15, and 7, ends up winning the MVP as a rookie. One of the greatest performances in basketball history was set in motion on May 15th, 1980.
It was an absolute incredible performance. I remember watching it.
Too.
Yep, I remember watching it, and I'm going, well, yeah, that's right, Philly boy, absolutely.
Yeah, because you're thinking of Kareem
Oh,
now,
yeah,
sprained
yeah.
ankle.
Yeah.
We knew you knew Magic was awesome, but you didn't know he was going to take over a game like that.
He did. The interesting thing, though, that you talked about with Jack McKinney getting axed and Westhead taking over, I don't think a lot of people realize that it was Jack McKinney who really introduced the Showtime Lakers. It was his offense that he put together where they were just going to outrace you up and down the court.
But why do you think Jerry Buss gets that credit? Because sometimes he does. He's like, when you hear about Showtime, you never hear Jack McKinney.
No, never. No, he's like the forgotten part of this whole thing because Westhead takes over. They go on and win the championship. Westhead then improves on that offense, and we know what happened. Later, Magic Johnson gets into it with Westhead, and he gets Westhead fired. And we say hello then to Pat Riley. That's it.
Did you guys ever watch the Winning Time
I
series
did
on
watch
HBO Max?
I did watch some
Lakers
of that.
in
I
the
watched
80s?
some of it, but I didn't watch all of it.
Yeah.
It dragged a little bit for
Yeah.
me, but it was still pretty cool. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Any of those type of shows where they go behind the scenes, I think it's super cool. We're starting to see a lot of soccer ones that we're starting to see now more.
Yeah.
We're going to get into a little soccer talk a little bit later in hour number 2 with Turkey coming to Mesa. But, it's Showtime.
Yeah, Showtime Lakers.
Man.
I know. Look, it was And if the Lakers were playing the Boston Celtics with Bird and McHale and Parrish and DJ and Ainge, I mean, that was must-watch TV. Even if it was a regular season game, must-watch TV. It was awesome.
Hey, with the World Cup coming this summer, Turkey picking Arizona Athletic Grounds in Mesa as their home base, our friends at Twin Peaks have a giveaway you need to know about. It's called their Go for Goal giveaway. It's officially kicked off today. 5 lucky winners are going to score a world-class soccer experience this summer, including a hosted match experience, hotel accommodations, and a $250 Twin Peaks gift card to cover game day expenses. Cities like Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Miami, KC are all in play. And here's how you enter. You head to twinpeakssoccer.com. You sign up, no purchase necessary. You get some bonus entries. Just get yourself in one of the 5 Twin Peaks locations, the Lodge. Every receipt has a unique daily bonus code on it. You just punch it in when you're at Twin Peaks or when you go to twinpeakssoccer.com. 1 bonus entry per day until mid-June, June 14th. So again, 5 winners, 1 world-class soccer experience. You don't want to miss it. It's twinpeakssoccer.com. Go for gold giveaway from Twin Peaks, Eats, Drinks, and Scenic View. All right, the NFL schedule is out. You know that. The national media has a few new favorite punching bags. In one particular punching bag, it's your Arizona Cardinals. The toughest schedule in football. 6 of the first 9 are on the road. 0 primetime games. A death march stretch. Even ESPN can't stop talking about it. We're going to break down that storyline, some other bigger ones. We're going to get into a big story going on with Turkey in the World Cup. It's all coming up as we are live from Wright Toyota. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Get the freedom to save with your Valley Chevy dealers. Spectacular offers are available right now. Plus, you'll have the freedom to choose from an extensive lineup that's ready for all the adventures ahead. That includes popular models like the legendary Silverado, the versatile Equinox, plus the feature-packed and affordable Chevy Trax. Don't miss out. Memorial Day marks the beginning of summer and a great time to hit the open road in a brand new car, truck, SUV, or EV. From your Valley Chevy dealers.
Hey, I'm Ron Wolfley, and I'm sitting here with Garrett Lee, co-owner of Moving Team 6. Moving season is quickly approaching, and I didn't even know there was a moving season. How would you advise people?
Actually, the month of May is National Moving Month. That's right. We have a NationalMoving Month. Yes, we will be busy this summer, so we always recommend calling us as soon as possible. Let us come out, do an on-site estimate. Let us meet you.
If you've got a move coming up, go to movingteam6.com for more information.
Your move is our mission.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and right from home. If your child struggles in a traditional school setting, Primavera Online can help. We serve Arizona K-12 students with flexible, personalized learning that fits every student's needs. See how Primavera can help your family today. Don't wait. Enroll now at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
Megan's grandfather bought his first Ranger here. Her dad bought his first F-150 here. And she just drove off the lot in a new Ford Expedition for her family. 3 generations, all choosing Sanderson Ford. Visit Sanderson during their anniversary sale and see why. Right now, purchase any new Ford and get a $500 Circle K fuel card on Sanderson. We have your first 5 tanks covered. When you're in the market for a new vehicle, choose the dealership families have been trusting for over 70 years. Choose Sanderson Ford. Not valid on fleet or AFZ or D-Plan purchases. Offer expires 5/31/26.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
May is loaded at Twin Peaks, and there's no better place to catch every big game, fight, and playoff moment. Get wall-to-wall TVs, made from scratch food, and ice-cold beer served at 29 degrees. Plus, mark your calendar for Customer Appreciation Day, Tuesday, May 19th, featuring a burger and fries special with the purchase of any beverage, championship matchups, title fights, international action, and the best seat in the house. It's all happening this month at Twin Peaks.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
Time to start the season out. August 6th.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Hall of Fame game. So they did get one primetime
Yeah,
game.
that's it.
Yeah, their preseason schedule is better than the rest of their schedule. Panthers, Raiders, Cowboys, and Packers. But some key takeaways. We're not going to go down every game and say win or loss.
Right.
I think it's pretty safe to say majority of you have done that in some capacity, and maybe depending on how many beers you've had, you got to 6 or 7 wins. But for the most part, it's a 4 or 5 max.
3 or 4.
I agree, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because there's going to be some teams that may come here or get beat up with injuries. And, it's just, like we talked about during the break, we said, if Coach Gannon was still here and you gave him another year and you said, all right, we're going to give you another year. You had all those injuries last year. Let's make another run. You had that draft that Austin Ford put together, and you're going into the 2026 season with the same coaching staff. Would you go down this list of 18 games and give them 3 or 4 or 5 wins? Or would you give them 5 or 6 or 7 wins because of Coach Gannon?
The only thing that I stated on that would be I would think that they would have a better chance having the continuity that they have had for 3 years under Gannon and his staff. Look, LaFleur's coming in. He's got a bunch of new coaches. Everything is going to change. And look, I'm a guy who I do endorse change. But when you have the gauntlet of schedule that they're going to play right now, Rock, they're going to be double-digit underdogs in like 11 games. 11 games.
Double-digit.
Yes, double-digit dogs. I mean, it's just heartbreaking, and it could really get bad quickly.
You talk about quickly. So when you look at the start, 6 of the first 9 games are on the road, including back-to-back road trips twice. 5 of those 9 games are against teams that were in the playoffs last year, including the Seahawks twice. 6 of the last 8 games at home, you finally have a chance to maybe make a run. But when you look at some storylines with Mike LaFleur, opens as a head coach first time. He opens his head coaching career at SoFi, the building he called home as the OC for the Rams for the last 3 years. But he's playing the Chargers, not the Rams. So, But, he faces some pretty big coaching influences right away. He's got Kyle Shanahan week 3, Sean McVay in week 6, both on the road. The late shot at Jets week 15 is the only NFL head coach firing came as their OC. So you look at that, you say, okay, all right, we got to wait that long for them to get a chance.
Game 15.
It's a kind of a late bye week.
Yeah, it is.
It's the latest bye week in Cardinals history, week 14.
See,
and they're going to need a bye week because they're going to get beat up, 6 games in. That's December 13th. I saw week 14 bye was the latest ever.
Okay.
Now, trade-off is you get, for us fans, we have 13 straight weeks of football to start the season. Yeah.
They genuinely might be 0-13 at that point.
They could be. there's no question that that could be a reality.
I was listening. I listened to 98.7. I listened to the guys yesterday after I got off the air.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, they're doing their picks and stuff like that. And I just sat there and I turned the radio down and I just kind of took what they said and I got pissed off. Not at what they were saying, with the fact that how are we as a fan base, how are we accepting the fact that the Cardinals are so bad every single year? And it just pisses me off that we have so many people that are moving into the Valley that are not accepting the Cardinals as their team,
right?
Their new team. I live here. I root for the Cardinals because they're bad so many times back to back, that it's very hard for somebody new moving into the Valley to accept them as your team. I've been here 32, 33 years.
Okay.
I still am not a Cardinals fan, and I moved here to work for the Cardinals, and I still can't jump on the bandwagon. I did a little bit in 98, did a little bit, 2008, whatever the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Super Bowl run, yeah.
Those runs. But I think if they could just go just be somewhat competitive to you're making it, just getting into the playoffs, I think this city would go upside down. We're one of the only cities in America that the NFL team doesn't rule in.
It does not rule. The Suns rule this town.
And they're not good
no
either.
question.
We must be the biggest market in the United States with this much lack of success between all four teams.
No, the Jets are really
But
bad.
New York, you got the
New
Knicks.
York,
if
you
you're
got
a
other
Knicks fan,
teams.
you have other teams.
Okay, but
He's
the
talking
other
in
teams.
general, three major teams.
Hockey's gone. The Suns can't win. The D-backs they've won a World Series, but they've only been a team for 20 years. The Cardinals are consistently bad.
The Diamondbacks at least were in the World Series just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's right.
With the Texas Rangers. So, but when you look at the fan base, and my point was, listening to, obviously the guys talk about the game, and all of them are the same way. Oh, that's a loss. Okay, that's a loss.
Yeah.
That's a loss. That's a loss. And that just hit me. That's why I turned my radio off. Not that that was anything they were saying. It just made me reflect on just how bad this team has been for so long. And is it bad luck? Is it ownership? Is it combination of both? I'm not sure. I can't figure it out. I don't think anybody can figure it out. But when do you get to the point where it's just, all right now, all right, be a Cleveland Browns fan, take our team, go somewhere else, maybe give us a new team. I don't know. Of course, I don't want to see them leave.
No, I understand.
And they won't leave because, to his point, we're the fifth largest market in the city. We're not losing our NFL team.
No.
But I didn't think we were going to lose our NHL team either.
Yeah.
But the NHL team had all kinds of financial issues. That was a different animal than what Bidwell has done with the NFL. They're not the same. Apples and oranges. The point that I'll make is Roc, and you know this, all you got to do is go to a Cardinal game, and half of the stadium is for the other team. No matter which team it is, half of the stadium is wearing the other team's colors. There is a small fraction of hardcore fan base, and then the rest is all casual fan.
And I don't know, the amount of money that this ownership makes on a year-to-year deal basis, especially now with the TV deals and everything else, when you wake up one morning and you say to your team, all right, I'm all in. Let's just put in an extra $100 million into this thing, and let's get on the winning track. It's going to pay itself over and over and over with wins. But this offseason, they did nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing to improve this team. Well, a couple, drafts, right?
Draft.
But we don't. Everybody's thinking that Jeremiah Love's going to be the savior. He's going to come in, the White Knight. He's going to fix everything. He's a running back.
I know.
There's a reason why running backs don't go that high.
Yeah.
And the amount of money they're paying him at that number 3 slot. So I don't know. I just look at this sometimes and I get pissed off because I think all of us would love this team to have success. Laz, where are you born?
Scottsdale.
And he roots for the Bears.
Yeah.
It's just effed up.
There you
It
go.
is so effed up on so many levels.
That's fair.
And I blame the Cardinals front office for this. There's no reason why the NFL team shouldn't have every kid that's grown up here supporting them. You go back to where Philadelphia completely different. I guess tradition we've been on longer, but the Cardinals are one of the oldest franchises in the history of the sport, and they still to this day can't figure it out to get their fan base engaged.
You go to any other NFL city, maybe with the exception of Los Angeles, where you have the two teams there, the Chargers and the Rams.
Well, I'll counter that.
Okay, but the jerseys that you see in LA are also Raider jerseys, Seahawk jerseys, 49er jerseys. You see that in Los Angeles.
Sure.
Not like here, but you do see that in LA.
I
Now,
will say this, Jacksonville,
yes.
I've been to the Jacksonville game, and I think they were playing the Browns, and I think the Browns were there. But the thing is, it's hard to really dissect that, because there are some fan bases that just they're the ones that can't wait for that schedule to come out, because those Pittsburgh Steelers fans, those Green Bay Packer fans, those diehards want to come out to Phoenix.
Oh, absolutely.
They want to come out to L.A. They all want to go out to Allegiant in Vegas.
Oh, sure.
I mean, Vegas, the same thing. You talk to some Raider fans that are season ticket holders, they say the same thing. They're like, man, there's so many fans that come here from out of state.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Cardinals at one time tried to do a deal where they tried to police how the tickets were being resold and all that.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that.
No,
I mean, you can't tell somebody that they can't sell their ticket to an opposing fan. You can't go out there and try to get in front of a television camera, an owner, and say, hey, don't sell your tickets, please. Only sell them to, fans, And I do my best. I have had season tickets for all the teams, and I've always said, all I ask, if I give my tickets to somebody, I don't want you wearing a Bulls jersey, in my seats. And I've always said that. And I think people respect that. I mean, like, hey, I'm a fan of local teams. Let's go. I mean, don't be wearing the opposing team's swag.
The situation is because Phoenix is a destination city, just like Los Angeles, just like New Orleans, just like Miami. People want to get out of their city and come to a place that is really nice, really warm, and they can have a good time and watch their team play.
I just get so pissed off.
I never would have known.
No, it's just because of, I feel like I work for the city of Phoenix tourism. I tell everybody how great a place this is.
I know you do.
And I'll always do that. And I also tell people, don't come either, because it means there's more people here. We got enough. Yeah. Traffic is already getting crazy. But, I would love for our NFL team to not be a punching bag, which we'll dive into a little bit later, but it's a punching bag.
Yeah.
It's a joke. And it's I don't even know, are we going down that road where, here we are 0-10 this year, and we're going to see the bags over our heads for the fans?
Could be.
I mean, I could see it going there, because when you get to the point where you're a Cardinal fan spending all this money for your season tickets, which go up every year, you're still buying them. You got that hope that maybe this is the year. Maybe they'll go 8-8. Maybe they'll go, to the playoffs. But
not this year.
You get this. Well, here's the thing. If they ended up, if they come out of the gate, they upset the Chargers, it's going to change a lot for at least a week.
Yeah.
For at least a week.
That's it.
All right. So did the NFL play favorites this year? Because the schedule that dropped yesterday has the entire world arguing. The Lions got a gift. The Patriots got punished. The Bears got the hardest schedule in football. Well, I don't think it is the case. We're going to break it all down next. Stay locked in. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. Or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
Join us at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for the Mizuno Fitting and Bonus Trade-in event. Test drive Mizuno's JPX1 woods and JPX 925 irons. The woods and irons have combined power and speed for more consistent distance. Trade in your current clubs and receive 50% bonus trade-in towards your Mizuno purchase. Book your Mizuno fitting in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. Because when I'm a teacher, I can help kids to learn and chase their dreams.
PI, a defect of the immune system, affects millions of children. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment give children like Sam a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a lot of caring teachers to make school fun. It took a lot of caring people to keep my dream alive. And now, because of them, I can be head of the class.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
Fight fans, Twin Peaks is your headquarters. Catch the greatest fight night action all month long, including premium matchups and wall-to-wall sports with no bad seat in the house. Grab made from scratch food, scenic views, and ice-cold beverages served at 29 degrees while every punch, takedown, and main event plays across the lodge. Don't watch the fight at homes. Watch them at Twin Peaks, where the energy feels like fight night. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Nobody handed parents a manual for raising kids with smartphones. But we're learning something important. Heavy social media use can affect kids' sleep, confidence, and mental health. And simply banning it isn't realistic. What parents can do is learn how to guide kids towards a healthier balance. The Cars for Kids parenting blog offers practical advice for parents to help their children succeed in a digital world. Visit carsforkids.org/parenting because smart kids need informed parents.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
All right, so big storylines that are dominating the national media from the release of the NFL schedule. Of course, the international game explosion. You know, that kind of headlined the entire release. A record 9 international games across 7 countries. The Wednesday night opener, I think that's somewhat unique. You got the Seahawks, the Pats opener was moved to September 9th to accommodate the the Australian game 2 nights later. There's been a lot of debate about it. Do you start on Wednesday all the time now? Are we going to just move it from Thursday to Wednesday? I don't think us as fans will care.
No.
The Bears, according to how you kind of slice and dice it, by traditional 2025 win-loss metrics, they have the toughest schedule at a 550% opponent win percentage. The last team to win a playoff game while entering with the league's hardest schedule was the 2016 Falcons. So the last 10 seasons, 7 of those teams missed the playoffs entirely. Wow. Even tougher, the previous 5 have a record of 32, 52, and 1.
Wonderful.
So for you Bears fans, you may be happy you got on TV late night or prime time, but how many did you get?
8
prime time?
8 primetime games.
8 primetime games.
I mean, that's because one of them's like Thanksgiving versus the Lions, but then they're doing a Thanksgiving Eve game now, so they've added a million different primetime games. It used to be Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, or Sunday Night Football. Now it's Christmas and Thanksgiving Eve and Black Friday.
Hey, Super Bowl on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will happen. Not Valentine's Day. It'll be on President's Day.
Oh, I thought it was on Valentine's Day.
No, President's Day.
President's Day. Okay.
Isn't that President's Day or the Columbus Day?
Let's find out.
How do you guys not know that? You guys supposed to know that kind of stuff.
Yeah, those holidays are ones that I couldn't tell you what month they're in.
Really.
Like
I don't pay any
February
attention.
that first Monday. That second Monday.
No, it's later this year, I think.
No, but that's when when
JP's right.
It is
February 14th.
Hey, don't be trashing me, Rock. Don't
no,
be trashing me
no.
now.
It just happened to fall on that day.
Yeah.
No, this year it's No, they're supposed to move it. They're moving it so the rumor has they're going to move it so it's going to fall the day before the holiday.
On President's Day.
Yeah, so it would fall on that Sunday before President's Day.
But I was correct. That
Oh, yeah, it
on
just has to be the 14th because it's that Sunday.
Yeah.
The second Sunday of the month.
Okay, good. Going to be a lot of upset women.
Nice. So we get Monday off after the Super Bowl?
That's the plan.
I'm all right with that.
All right, so when you look at the more advanced projected win totals, it's called Sharp Football Analysis. The Cardinals have one of the hardest schedules as well. They'll play 7 games against teams that have won at least one playoff game last season. 6 of those come against NFC West opponents. Of course, the 49ers, Rams, and Seahawks. I don't know if you have season tickets for the Cardinals. I don't know how you don't sell them all. As our buddy from Right Toyota just walked by.
And he always has them.
He already sold 3 games?
Yeah. That's great.
He's got front row.
Yeah.
He's had him since 98.
Okay.
And great seats and but
He's already sold 3
He already sold
games.
3. Yeah.
That's great.
So when you look at the this Cardinal team, they just got buried, when you look at the schedule. So that's rough for them, but what are you going to do? Now, maybe one of the most discussed individual team narrative right now is New England. Weeks 1 through 4 are the hardest opening stretch entering the season, at least according to CBS Sports, than the 86 Eagles.
Wow.
All 4 games, this is great, all 4 games are against 10-win teams from 2025.
Ooh.
Seattle,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Jacksonville, and then Buffalo in their brand new stadium, so they got to go there.
Yeah.
Not to mention you got what's going on with Vrabel, if you'll even be there,
Yeah.
So I guess that's a reward for the Patriots for winning the AFC last year.
That's what they get for having that Mickey Mouse schedule last year. Now they'll get some real games.
You can
this
say
year.
that. There's a lot of narrative there.
There
You're
is.
right. I would say that. Now, when you look at some of the winners, at least the consensus nationally, not me, not Jimmy B, or even Manuch after he's getting that surgery done on his nose. Dan Campbell's team,
Yeah.
the Detroit Lions, have what they at least appears to be the easiest market-adjusted strength of schedule.
Wow.
In the NFL. Plays just one team that had a winning record last season before its Week 6 bye.
Wow.
Bengals have the 3rd easiest schedule.
Yeah.
Only 4 of their games are against teams that had winning records last season. The Texans, Jags, and 2 against the Steelers. So you got Burrow back.
Yep.
A soft schedule. Cincinnati should make the playoffs.
That's what everybody is predicting.
I would put my money on that.
Yep. Everybody's and did they also get Lawrence in the trade with the Giants, too?
Yeah.
They did. Defense.
And then I think Green Bay got a little love. They have a relatively soft schedule during the first month at least, as in which they're projected to be without Michael Parsons recovering from that torn ACL. But the Packers' first 4 games are against squads that all missed the postseason last year. And then the Chiefs, Mahomes has said that he'll be ready by week 1, but that probably won't happen, maybe. So the NFL gave a little bit of a longer runway for them as they're holding the Chiefs back until week 1 slot on Monday night. So we get a couple more days, playing on Monday night. Now the losers, the Cowboys, which is fine. They open with 2 division games before playing the Ravens, Texans, Packers, and Eagles.
Wow.
All the way from home in the first 7 weeks.
Wow.
They don't have their bye till week 14.
Okay.
Jags have the 5th toughest. They got the Broncos, Pats, Bengals, Eagles, and Texas before their week 7 bye.
Okay.
I think you have to put the Jets there with Arizona as the bottom feeder.
Yes.
Facing a brutal slate, there. And what else? Dolphins, new coach. We'll have to see what they can do.
I don't think they're going to be very good, Rock. I really don't.
Probably right.
Yeah. Does it have on there any conversation about the New York Giants? Because everybody now is talking about.
I like the Giants.
Yes, see, there you go. Everybody's talking about with new coach Harbaugh and with the quarterback Dart, and then also Cam Scatterbo coming back, being healthy as their running back. They have the possibility not becoming a top team, but becoming a team that might slide into the playoffs.
They also got 2 top 10 picks in the draft.
They did.
They walked away with Arval Reese
Yes.
and Mawanoa on the O-line, so that will both help them on both sides of the ball.
If they get a quarterback that can
I think Dart's good.
Dart's
You just got to stay healthy, avoid the concussions.
That's what I was going to get to. I mean, if they could get a guy that could stay healthy. Yeah. Coming up, the Turkey men's national soccer team are going to be training in Mesa at Arizona Athletic Grounds as they are in the FIFA World Cup 2026. The big announcement hit yesterday. David Hayes, who is a pro club background, he was from the UK. He's been with USA Soccer, US Youth Soccer. He's the senior director at AAG, and he is going to join us next to talk about what this means to the Valley, what this means to soccer and the growth of soccer here in the Valley. So David Hayes will join us coming up after we catch up with Laz with another ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The second round of the PGA Championship is underway, and the course continues to take a toll on some of the world's top golfers, proving to be one of the toughest tests we've seen all year. Maverick McNeely currently leads the way at 5 under as players continue battling difficult conditions. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler had a bumpy start to the round, but battled back to finish the day at 2 under, still just 3 shots off the lead heading into the weekend. We'll keep you updated with scores and highlights as the second round rolls along from the PGA Championship. This month, every big sports moment runs through Twin Peaks. From the NBA playoffs and UFC to the Indy 500 and more, catch all the action on wall-to-wall TVs with ice-cold beer and scratch-made food. Twin Peaks, where the beer is cold, the views are scenic, and game day is always bigger.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice during an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Hey, Arizona State football fans, London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
Right in the heart of Arizona Athletic Grounds, one of the largest youth sports complexes in North America. Bristol's is the ultimate hangout for families and sports fans in Mesa. Come experience amazing double-decker cheeseburgers, award-winning wings, smoked barbecue, and fresh, craveable salads. With seating for 500, a full bar, 20 beers on tap, and over 100 TVs, happy hour Thursdays, Friday and Sunday from 4 till 6, plus trivia night every Thursday night. Bristol's, where Mesa comes to eat, watch, and win.
Sleep isn't just rest, it's restoration. Poor sleep can increase your risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night helps your brain clear toxins and stay sharp. Research shows that up to 40% of dementia cases could be prevented or delayed by addressing risk factors, including lack of sleep. Tonight, give your brain the rest it deserves. Learn more at alz.org/healthy habits. This message is sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association and the Arizona Department of Health Services.
Most pedestrian and bicycle crashes happen early morning or at night. The leading cause? Drivers failing to yield. Since 2010, traffic fatalities for people walking and biking have doubled in Arizona.
So stay alert and watch for bicycles and pedestrians. There's no such thing as accidents. Learn more about the risks at azdot.gov/no accidents. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
You my little boo thing, so I'll give up what you do. Say, girl, I know you a little too tame.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
All right, next guest, we have the most impressive soccer resume anyone working here in the state of Arizona. He got his start with the pro clubs in the UK, earned his coaching badges in London. He's a sports science guy at his core, but ran a club in New York, and he's been a big part of U.S. soccer, U.S. youth soccer, which helps, develop the next generation of American players. He's currently the director of fields at Arizona Athletic Grounds, and we talked about it yesterday, and we're going to talk about it again today. The big announcement that the Turkey men's national team will train at Arizona Athletic Grounds in Mesa for the FIFA World Cup of 2026. David Hayes joins us now on ESPN Radio Phoenix. David, Roc and Manuch, and Jimmy B. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
Doing good. So take us back a second. When you look at how much of a feat it was to have AAG as an official base camp for the World Cup. How does that process go? Is it similar to like a sports commission that's trying to get a Super Bowl, or that's trying to get, an all-star game? You have to work years ahead of it?
Yeah, correct. So although the news might have dropped publicly yesterday, this is a process that started over 2 years ago for us. Started with a couple of years ago, we hosted Costa Rica during the Copa America tournament, which sort of put us on the map from an international standpoint. And then from that, we were actually invited to apply for this opportunity as a World Cup base camp. And then, with a lot of hard work, dedication, we've managed to pull it off, and we're a couple of weeks away from welcoming the Turkish men's national team to Arizona Athletic Grounds. So it's very exciting.
So, David, hundreds of facilities, one at these base camps, right? And I see Foxborough, I see Kansas City. I mean, I'm seeing some really big soccer towns. What do you think put Arizona Athletic Grounds over the edge here?
I think the quality of the facilities, quality of the grass fields, with the proximity to the airport, quality of the hotels, access to Scottsdale, and some of the amenities that we have around us, just we're well positioned and to provide a very good base site for a high level athlete like the Turkish national team. We've like I said before, we've done this type of thing before, so we're well versed as a staff, and we can lean in on that experience of delivering world class experiences at world class facilities.
Hey, David, I'm real curious about the fact what you have to do to make sure that everything goes smoothly. Do you have to go out and get interpreters? I don't speak Turkish, so I don't think Roc does either.
No, clearly.
So how did you go about to make sure that everybody understands what everybody wants to do?
That is more of a topic. It's a topic we talk about every day. There is definitely there is that breakdown sometimes, and we are dealing with communication over thousands of miles right now because the guys are based in Turkey as we speak. They'll actually be spending 4 or 5 days out in Florida prior to. They've got a friendly against Venezuela in Fort Lauderdale before they fly into Arizona Athletic Grounds. But I would say that working directly with FIFA, obviously they're a huge organization, the largest sporting organization in the world. That has been a great process to learn from and taken a lot from that. And just, being in the mix, as Roc said, the hundreds of facilities that applied for this, there are 48 teams playing in the tournament. So that list got narrowed very quickly, so very privileged to be on that list. But it to the point where it is how operationally difficult it is. we spend a lot of time focusing on things like, grass seed and water nutrition and, the height of the grass, the sharpness of the blades. And that's just the playing surface. That's before we get into any of the fitness and nutrition stuff that we have to provide, the equipment for the gym and some of the other services that we have here at Arizona Athletic Grounds. A lot of detail, time, effort, resources goes into making sure that we are very, very, very prepared to provide ultimately a platform for the Turkish men's national team to go and try and win the World Cup. That really is the mission.
David Hayes joining us, Senior Director at Arizona Athletic Grounds, as we're talking about Turkey. Will be training at the Arizona Athletic Grounds in Mesa. You've been inside a lot of these elite training setups in Europe. How does an Arizona Athletic Ground stack up to what you maybe saw in the UK?
I mean, the facilities that we have here at Arizona Athletic Grounds are world class. I mean, the standard of the Performance Center is comparable to any NFL team. We have 24 soccer fields, 4 of the best soccer fields in the country right now, accredited by FIFA, ready to be used for the World Cup. That's on top of all of the basketball and volleyball and pickleball and diamond sports, everything else that we do at Arizona Athletic Grounds. We're a wonderful facility that has world-class opportunities to play in these facilities for every level. You don't have to be an international soccer player to come and enjoy some of the facilities that we have at Arizona Athletic Grounds. So, yeah, if you haven't been down before, I would encourage anybody to get down and come and have a look.
Dave, I got to ask, when it comes to here, you have a Turkish team that is in the same group as the United States playing or practicing on U.S. soil. How much security and how much has gone into allowing them to have the ability to train without anyone seeing what they're doing, per se?
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, I don't know if you've been following a story in the UK, but there's the playoffs and the championship to get in the Premier League are happening right now. And a staff member from an opposing team has been caught spying at the training ground on the other team prior to the game. So this is a very real-time thing. We're having 12-foot fences erected around the facility, screens everywhere. We've got FBI on site. We've got CIA on site. We've had TSA on. You name the agency, they've been here. Bomb squads, everything you can possibly imagine to lock the place down. Security, obviously, is at the highest of agendas when we come to international athletes. There's about, I think there's 28 players traveling and another 30 staff on top of that. So we are looking at a group of about 60 people, logistically escorting those around, police escorts to and from the hotel to the facility, around the facility, all of those things taken into consideration. So, this is from a operational standpoint, it is a huge operation. There are hundreds of people involved, thousands of hours. It's a huge lift.
With Orban being defeated as the president of Turkey, and now the new president is more of a democracy guy, does that make life any easier for you guys, or nothing really changed?
Yeah, nothing's changed, honestly. Like with the relationship that we have, we try to keep all of that to one side. It's on a very person-to-person human level. We're talking with the head coach, with the performance coaches. We're in the weeds of what is best for the players. How do we get them from the gym to the field? How do we reduce the impact on, how many steps they need to take, when they need to eat? Can we feed them immediately after training and then get them fed at the facility before we take them back to the hotel? So the details of the event really come back into the game itself. It's all about preparing the players for the World Cup. So all of those sorts of things are on the side.
So politically, it's not really a factor then, at least for you guys.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, we like I say, the quality of some of the players that are going to be coming through here from the Turkish national team. We've got players like Arda Güler, who plays for Real Madrid in Spain. You've got, Kenan Yildiz, who plays for Juventus in Italy. You've got Kalahoglu, who plays for Inter Milan in Italy. So you've got a a Turkish international group of players that are playing their domestic game across Europe. You know, this is there's exposure to the Turkish players and the Turkish game across the game itself.
Visiting with David Hayes, Senior Director of the Arizona Athletic Grounds. Of course, Turkey announced yesterday that will be training out at the grounds there in Mesa. All right, so when it comes to the general public to maybe get an opportunity to peek in and watch this, how has that been established? I know because what you mentioned, security, I can't imagine there being a lot of opportunity to do that, but is there a possible opportunity for any fans to be able to watch a practice?
Yes, yeah. On June 8th, we'll be hosting an open community day. That will include some live music, food trucks, some activations around Arizona Athletic Grounds for people to come down and have a look. It is a ticketed event. Tickets will be free, but there will be limited tickets allowed for this. So it will be a first-come, first-served basis, and we'll be releasing details over the next 7 days about how you can apply for your ticket for that event. On the 8th, there'll be, you know, like I say, live music, food and beverage. And then from about 7:30 to 9 p.m., where there will be the Turkish men's national team will train on our fields. People will be able to sit in the stand around the fields, watch the team train. And then at the end, we are hopeful that there'll be an autograph and photo session. Some of the fans will be able to get down and spend some time with the players and staff before they really get into the preparations before their first game.
So my follow-up question to that, so if fans are listening, will getting in be similar to currently the way you get into a baseball game, a football game right now, going through security, just so fans know?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it'll be very much like that. It'll be if you're going to a regular stadium event and you're going to go through a main entrance, there'll be a security checkpoint. Once you get through that security checkpoint, you are in. Okay, then you can enjoy the amenities of Arizona Athletic Grounds. There'll be a variety of things to choose from on the evenings.
All right, last one, David. And, you know, Jimmy, David and I are good buddies, so I can ask this question.
Okay.
We are on radio.
Okay.
From the UK, worked for U.S. Soccer, lives in Arizona. Turkey's playing on his fields.
Yes.
So the World Cup is going on. Where you? I mean, who's number one? Who do you root for, David? Who do you root for? You plead the fifth?
I'll give you the politically correct answer is I hope the U.S. do very well. I mean, in all seriousness, I've been involved in youth soccer in America for the past 15, 16 years. It's the job, but it's also passion. And I want to make sure, you do want the game to grow. You want as many players as playing the game as possible at a recreational, competitive level, whatever that is at any age. So, I mean, I'm not being facetious. I do genuinely hope that it will be. It's always good for the World Cup, for any international tournament, when the host nation does well. You want the host nation fans and you want excitement around the whole event. Whether they can win it, that is a very, very, very far-fetched idea, in my opinion. The Turkish team, they haven't qualified for the World Cup since 2002. They were in Korea the last time they qualified. They went all the way to the third place playoffs. They got to the semifinal. They get the semifinals, yeah. So in terms of a dark horse, I don't think it's wild to think that Turkey can have a deep run into the tournament. Winners, it's hard for me to look past the Spanish or the French teams. I think Spain or France have got a really, really good chance of winning it. But my personal allegiance, as the accent gave away, will be with Harry Kane and the boys, hoping that maybe England can do something in my lifetime. So we'll see what happens. I'm not overly confident of that, but there is still hope.
Hey, we got about a minute left here, and I would be remiss if I did not ask this. Soccer in the United States, it's a great opportunity when you have the World Cup in your country and watch the games, but then it still seems like when the games are over, it goes back to football, basketball, baseball, whatever. do you see it totally changing? And can America get their best athletes to be great world-class soccer players?
Here's my overriding opinion on that over the last 20 years in the United States. When the U.S. populace dedicates itself to being the best at a particular sport or athletic endeavor, typically the U.S. has a good habit of going out and winning things, whether that be a gold medal or a ice hockey or, whatever you name the sports. They're pretty good at going out there and doing it. I think hosting the World Cup gives the US the best chance to focus on soccer as a sport. And if it can creep into that top 4, top 3 sports in America, if it can breach into that, once the attention really turns to soccer, the athletic ability within the United States, there's got to be that, the next Lionel Messi could be out there. There's so many people here. The quality of the development around the country, the quality of the coaches that are coaching at a youth level around the country now is much better than it's ever been. Yeah, I do think the World Cup could be a game changer for the sport in general. But, as I've spent the last 20 minutes listening to you guys, the NFL, the NBA, MLB, it's got a long way to go.
Very good, David.
That's great.
Again, azgrounds.com on all the social media platforms. AZ Grounds. There'll be information coming out in the next week or two in regards to the community event. The tickets are limited. They are free, but you'll have to get the tickets through the information that'll be up on the website. So check that out. But David, good stuff, man. Talk to you. Thanks for the time, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Rock. Appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you.
Yep, that's David Hayes, Senior Director of the Arizona Athletic Grounds. Still ahead, Nebraska just paid Matt Rule $5 million for the rights to his podcast. What? I'll tell you what that's all about next. Roc and Manuch, GBB from Wright Toyota.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner & Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Call 977-1900.
You push hard, you train hard. Shouldn't your soda work just as hard? Meet Who Knew, the superfood nutrition soda packed with whole vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. Only 5 grams of natural sugar. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Voted the #1 soda for athletes. Whole food nutrition. Great taste. That's Who Knew. Go to HUNUsoda.com and use code ESPN for 10% off your first order. Who Knew Soda. Soda that's actually good for you. HUNUsoda.com. Code ESPN.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
Normally during the football season, you may hear this. It means that we're promoting our partner, Arena Sports Grill, because they carry Nebraska, and they're the official home of Nebraska football. But this is one of the most insane things I've read all week. It has nothing to do with the NFL schedule. It has nothing to do with the PGA Championship. It has to do with the University of Nebraska, who just paid Matt Rule, their head coach, $5 million for the rights to his podcast. What? $5 million for a podcast with 13,000 YouTube subscribers. So let that sink in. Here's the deal. I'm not making this up. Okay. According to documents that I saw, the Omaha World Herald, that's the local newspaper, Nebraska cut Matt Rule a one-time $5 million check for what they're calling an NIL property agreement. What that means in English is Nebraska now owns the rights to his podcast called House Rules. And any apparel with his face on it, T-shirts, hats, bobbleheads, I guess, whatever they want to sell with Matt Rule's mug, Nebraska gets the profits. And by the way, this is on top of his $13.5 million he's already making in salary, $13.5 million. That's more than Sean McVay of the LA Rams made last year. That's more than Mike Tomlin made when he was coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the part that should make every Cornhusker fan choke on those cornflakes. Matt Rule's record in Nebraska is 19-19 in 3 seasons. 500. He's not above water. He's not below water. He's right at the waterline. And one more little detail. In 3 years on the job, Matt Rule has not beaten a single ranked opponent. Not one, 0 goose egg. So Nebraska, a program that hasn't won a title since 99, hasn't been relevant since George W. Bush's first term, is paying a 500 coach $13.5 million plus buying his stupid podcast for $5 million. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets really interesting. This isn't just Nebraska being Nebraska. This is the future of college football right here. This is the deal. This is the future. This is the post-house settlement world. Schools can now pay players directly up to $20.5 million a year. That's revenue sharing. That's real money that goes to the athletes. Okay, we get that. But it means athletic departments are scrambling. I mean, they're absolutely scrambling for new revenue. So what do? They start looking at their coach to be an intellectual property, like a Marvel character, right? Like he's the brand they can monetize. All right, Deion Sanders, maybe. But come on, Matt Rule. Nebraska didn't pay $5 million for Matt Rule's coaching. They paid $5 million for Matt Rule's brand. If you know, he goes on with Pat McAfee. He is great in front of the camera. I see it. His podcast, his face, his likeness, all that. But a donor who wrote that check, give me a freaking break. I mean, it's Matt Rule. It's not Kirby Smart at Georgia. It's not Lane Kiffin at LSU. It's not even Dabo Swinney in Clemson. I mean, this is an unbelievable deal. I mean, college football has officially become WWE. Coaches aren't coaches anymore. They're characters. They're storylines. They're content creators that have $13 million in their pocket for just calling plays on a Saturday. This is a side hustle, this podcast. And here he is getting $5 million for it. I think it's just crazy. I don't know if this is going to end before it gets better or worse. I don't even know what to freaking drink. And who's drinking this stupid Kool-Aid, but to pay him $5 million for 13,000 subscribers on a podcast is absolutely ridiculous.
Here's my thought process. Nebraska pretty much stinks. You just talked about he's 19-19. They haven't been relevant in the Big Ten since they joined the Big Ten. the fan base still believes it's in the early 1990s when they were winning championships, and they are so far removed from that. You will remember also that when the Penn State job came open, all Nebraska fans went crazy. Oh, you can't take our coach because he was an assistant at Penn State. You can't take our coach. So they gave him that new $13 million contract that you just spoke about. This $5 million for 13,000 YouTubes. Come on. I'm telling you, it's got to be something in the corn. You are the dumbest people on the planet in Nebraska. Look, the big rivalry game is against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa's gone in there, and they've been just 500 and have smoked Nebraska in the last several seasons every game. Matt Rule is a 500 coach. He has 500 talent. That's it. And that's where Nebraska is going to continue to reside unless they decide to do something different.
Now, this House Rules podcast that launched last August, his co-host is Anthony Gargano, guy who I went to high school with.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's on Fox Sports, and he's a Philly radio sports. We lived in the same neighborhood.
Okay.
I didn't play basketball. We were same age. He ended up going to a Catholic school. I went to the general school, but we were in the same neighborhood. And he does the show with him.
Okay.
The ad revenue from this podcast will go back to Nebraska. Now, again, they're doing this because they're looking for ways to generate revenue. They're looking for revenue sharing opportunities. I just don't think they needed to pay $5 million for the rights of this podcast.
I'm with you.
I mean, maybe $100,000?
Yeah.
150 grand? But $5 million? I mean, you had to take that out of the athletic budget.
Yeah.
You know,
or a donor
paid for it, but could have put that money somewhere else.
Wow.
So, I mean, you really think there's going to be a lot of people buying House Rules podcast merchandise with his face or likeness on it?
Not if they fire him, if the team's not any good this year. Then what?
Hey, Football 50 is powered by Wright Toyota. The right price, the right selection, and always the right dealership located here in Scottsdale on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. They have the right deal for everyone. Check out the full inventory of pre-owned certified vehicles under $15,000 at WrightToyota.com. All right, PGA Championship. It's anyone's to win. U.S. Open champion Steve Jones joins us next to talk about the PGA Championship. It's Roc and Manuch, GBB, ESPN Radio.
It's been life-changing. It really has. Went up to CQC Kinetics. I could feel the difference the way I got out of bed. I could feel the difference throughout the day. I could feel the difference while I was playing golf.
Let's rewind. That's an elated QC Kinetics patient, David Smoke, a very active TV and radio sports personality who loves to run and golf.
I started to notice some aches and pains, an aching, throbbing pain in my right hip. I didn't want to get cut on. I've had MRIs, and it showed no structural damage. I've tried the steroid injections, and that just seemed like it kicked the can down the road.
It's that endless cycle that leaves you continually fighting joint pain in your hips, knees, shoulders, and back. But this is where it ends with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
I've tried it all. The only thing that's different is me going to QC Kinetics. I believe in it because it's worked.
Don't waste another day going in circles. Make QC Kinetics your first call. The consultation is absolutely free.
Call QC Kinetics, 602-837-7246. In Phoenix, Scottsdale, Peoria, and Chandler. That's 837-7246. 837-7246.
It's back. Employee pricing. Yep, we pay what Ford employees pay at our Desert Ford dealers. Hey, Paul Calvisi here, man. Do not miss employee pricing across a full lineup of trucks and SUVs. Hey, Ford has been part of this country's story for more than a century, and Ford will help drive America forward for the next 250 years to come. You take that 2026 Ford F-150, work truck, or weekend warrior, Ford has a powertrain fit for the job. And remember, Ford is the #1 selling truck brand in Arizona. And right now, get employee pricing plus $1,000 cash back on a 2026 F-150 and Ford Explorer and 2025 Ford Maverick and Bronco. Employee pricing and $1,000 cash back while it lasts at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com. Based on S&P Global Mobility Retail U.S. new vehicle registrations for the truck vehicle type CYTD October 2025.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Action! When I grow up, I want to be a director because they get to talk to everybody about everything. They get to make cool movies and dance music videos.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a defect of the immune system that affects millions. Early testing can give children a chance to dream.
And when I'm a director, I get to say, lights, camera, action.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
That's a wrap.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. It's Friday. The guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
I got the 108th PGA Championship going on right now at the Mink in Newtown Square, Philadelphia, just outside Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia. And joining us now to talk some golf with the PGA Championship U.S. Open champion Steve Jones joins us now here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. How we doing, Steve? What's going on, man? How you making out?
Well, I'm liking it here. I got some air conditioning and a TV and a nice cold drink. Yeah, doing good.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, as you watch some of this, the Mink and the conditions, it's clear that the golf course has been winning the first 2 days of this championship, of this major. From what you are seeing, what parts of the course you think it's really giving these players, some challenges?
Yeah, definitely. Old Donald Ross course that Gil Hans, I guess, fixed up back in 16 or 18, somewhere in there, and put it back to original design, supposedly, for the aerial view shots. And it looks like the greens and their pin placements are really tricky. So that, the guys normally looks like they're going to hit it 10 or 15 feet. Next thing you know, it's 40 feet, or it goes over the green, or something weird. It's kind of on a dinosaur back, but yeah, I think the pin placements, if they get much harder, I don't know how they can, but maybe they will be on the weekend.
Hey, Steve, let me follow up, because the way that course now is laid out, they cut most of the trees down. It's similar to a links course. So with the wind factor, how does that change the course then from the early morning hours to the late afternoon hours when the different golfers are out?
Yeah, definitely. I think the morning wave this morning, and that usually happens most every week, but I guess it was a lot windier this morning. Scheffler played pretty decent, shoot one over, but that's gusty winds. When there's no trees, it makes a big difference. It can kind of filter through trees differently, but I think it's always harder when you're out in the open. And it just kind of reminds me of Oakmont a little bit. I think maybe they got back to what they were doing, and then a little bit of Oakland Hills, because it's Donald Ross. For me, it sure seems similar with a lot of the smaller areas where they put the pins, and the scores are, who knows, 4, 5, 6 under might win it.
Steve, when you are in an era now where these guys are bombing at 330 and then just wedging it on every par 4, how does a course like this actually level the playing field?
Oh, well.
Or maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I think the wind is a big major factor. If it's windy, obviously, even with a wedge, you get these little pin placements, and they spin off a knob if you're 10 feet off. And it is kind of strange watching guys hitting 120, 30, 40-yard shots in there with wedges and not being able to get it inside 25 feet. So that's a good defense for the course. And if there's no rain, they firm them up a little bit. It could be really interesting unless you get some wind. I'm not sure what the forecast is, but they're not, and this rough isn't even that bad. I mean, that's what's crazy about it. The rough's only 3 or 4 inches, and it's a lot of the balls are set up in the rough even. But that's kind of hit and miss if you get a bad lie.
Steve Jones is our guest on the Right Toyota Guest Line. We're talking PGA. As far as the tournament itself, it seems to be the one major that people kind of forget about. Did they do the right thing, Steve, in your estimation, by taking it out of late summer and moving it to where it is now?
Yeah, I think, they wanted to be a major every month, one in April, one in May, one in June, and one in July. They didn't want 2 months between the Masters and the U.S. Open. So I kind of get that, but it is a little bit sketchy if they're going to play up sometimes up the northeast. Obviously, weather, you don't know. It could be 45 degrees and raining, or it could be, 75, 85, perfect or whatever. But, yeah, definitely the big thing about the PGA in August was everybody always complained about the humidity and the heat when it was, anything Midwest or East Coast with all of that humidity, New York or wherever. West Coast wasn't quite as bad, but I think it's working out so far. Until they start getting snowstorms, they might want to. They can keep it in May.
Steve Jones, U.S. Open champion, PGA professional, joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN Radio. I saw yesterday that John Rahm hit a volunteer in the face with an errant shot approach on yesterday, and he said he couldn't feel any worse and wants to get a present. Have you ever had a situation where you nailed somebody?
Oh, I didn't. I thought it was a divot that he got mad and.
Yeah, it was a divot. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he got hit.
No, it was a divot. He hit a bad shot, and then he threw his club hard into the ground, and the divot came up and got that guy.
Oh, I thought he just got hit.
No,
from a ball.
No.
I read that wrong then.
Yeah, we've all hit people with golf balls. I mean, I hit a guy. I'll never forget. This was 1987 at the J.C. Penney. I was playing with Jane Crafter. It's on Saturday. I had to go for the green on the last hole, 18, and I blocked a 3-wood up high right, and it hit a bald guy right in the head, split him open. I mean, he kind of went down, and they're trying to take pictures of it, and I'm like, get out of here, the picture people. And I said, sorry about that. I signed my ball, and Jane Crafter hit it about, 4 or 5 feet for birdie, and I missed it. But we ended up winning the tournament, so that was okay.
Hey, Steve, with Liv on life support, we had Tom Lehman on this week, and he doesn't seem like he's a big fan. And just your overall thoughts and the fact that you got players that are trying to come back to the PGA, and it seems like the PGA, they're holding all the cards right now. How do you think this is all going to pan out? Do you think will it be case by case with each player?
Oh yeah, that's a tough one because our administration changed our commissioner, and sometimes they might be a little more lenient, want some of the better players back. But it obviously it doesn't look fair to the guys that stayed here and didn't make $300 or $400 million, and these guys have made their $40 or $60 million, but they were guaranteed. So obviously everybody knows that it doesn't look right, but I think it's okay if you make some way to get them back on tour, but you can't just give them their card back and put them right back where they were in the same position. So, well, it'll be interesting. They've done a couple guys, I guess, have kind of paid the price, and I don't know what Koepka paid $5 million or something. Plus,
yeah,
he had to go back.
Yeah.
He didn't get in any of their signature events, and but he's still taking up the spot. Somebody that was right, behind him a little bit, but he's exempt, from majors, but it's way above my pay grade to try to decide these things.
Hey, we had a guy late for his tee time by less than a minute. He go yesterday. Today he was on time. It was less than a minute, Steve. Look, I get it that rules are rules, but he was standing there and then walked on. His tee time was 7:18, and he walked there and was there at 7:19, and they docked him 2 shots. Look, the guy played great, and considering what happened to him, but for 1 minute, wouldn't they just come over to you and say, hey, dude, you were a minute late. Don't do it again. Otherwise, we're going to dock you.
Oh, they should have disqualified him. I mean, get rid of that guy, you know.
1 second late. Come on.
Oh, yeah. 1 second. 1 second is, you know, I'll tell you a quick story.
Okay.
In 1997, I was playing pretty good. I went to the Phoenix Open. It was the first hole, the first day. And, that walk from TPC, from the driving range to number 1 was kind of squirrely. It took a while. And I grabbed a iron or something, and my brother couldn't catch up. And I ran. I said, dude, why are we late? You should have told me. And I'm running up there, and I get to the tee box, and they announce the first guy. And then they announce me. I teed it up. My brother's still not up there yet with the golf bag. I push it to the right in the right desert. I skank it right at the green. I knocked it 25 feet by, and I made it for par.
Wow.
And I ended up winning by 11 shots that year, and it's like that putter got hot from that very first hole and I had to make it 25 footer par. But, 10 more seconds, I would have been 10 seconds late. I would have been 2-shot penalty. So you have to be there when your name's called.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Steve Jones joining us here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. So Justin Thomas's group today was put on the clock. And Justin pulled back, asking why the conditions weren't being taken into consideration. I guess the rounds today are taken between 5 and 5.5 hours. I mean, what do you do in a situation like that when you're put on the clock and the conditions are poorly? Does he have a right to say that? I mean, with the pushback? No.
No, I think you just DQ him. I mean, you got to just DQ these guys.
Wow. Steve Jones, everybody.
Champions Tour, guys. Jeez.
Quit complaining. Just man up and let's go.
And, it's so funny, Steve, because you sound like Manuch, a former NFL player in the 80s, when I used to play, and just DQ them all. But there's no tackling in the NFL now and all that. Well, that's great. But so you're going to go that route, Steve. I mean, we had Steve Dalby on the program yesterday, he teaches out there at Mesa. And he said that. Yeah, he says you're out there taking money from these amateurs.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You want all these guys, you want to DQ Justin Thomas for pushing back on being on the clock?
Yeah, well, I got to give them shots, so I don't enjoy doing that. But every once in a while, I'll make a little money, and I don't have to travel anywhere.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the best part right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Steve, buddy, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on, man, as always. Thank you.
Yeah, you got that Higgo. I like his little bun there. You got that hair sticking out of his hat there. But, okay, see you later. Okay.
Just DQ him. DQ him.
We got to make Steve.
God, I love Steve Jones.
Steve needs to take over the PGA.
He should.
Start DQing people. All right, that's good. This is good stuff. Appreciate Steve joining us here. U.S. Open winner, of course, lives out here in the Valley. He won in 96. And today, presented by Twin Peaks. Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Going on right now until 6 o'clock. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon, top shelf spirits over ice balls, the local craft beers, and of course the famous Michelob Ultra and Bud Light 29-degree drafts. You can pair it with scratch-made bites that actually satisfy. So when it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play around. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and scenic views. All right, of course, we know the NFL schedule's out. The national media has its new favorite target. Toughest schedule in football, 0 primetime games, a death march stretch. Even ESPN can't stop talking about it. Yeah, they're talking about your Arizona Cardinals. We'll break that down and why the Cardinals have become a punching bag of the league. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. We're on FM at 98.7 HD2 and always on the Arizona Sports app.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
You're invited to Vane's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the all-new Titleist GTS drivers. Find the perfect driver for your swing, helping you gain superior distance, accuracy, and speed by personalizing your performance. Be the first to have the new Titleist GTS drivers by booking your fitting in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vane's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
When driving in Arizona, move over or slow down for any flashing lights. Move over for tow truck drivers, highway crews, and emergency responders. Move over for any vehicle with its hazards flashing. Because at 65 miles per hour, a vehicle travels over 95 feet in 1 second. 1 second, that could change everything. When you move over for anyone, you're not just doing it for them, you're doing it for their families. Their lives are flashing before your eyes. Move over, Arizona. Every vehicle, every time. It's the law. Please visit moveoveraz.org. This message is brought to you by ADOT and this station.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
All right, Howard Balzer in about 12 minutes, talking some cards. From a local perspective. On a national perspective, the media doesn't just casually pick on teams, but the Arizona Cardinals checked every box. Here's why. Every talk show, every podcast, every person that's kind of analyzing the schedule has the Cardinals as public enemy number one for the 2026 schedule. And this is the biggest reason. The math is brutal. Seattle won 14 games last year. The Rams won 12. The 49ers won 12, and the Cardinals won 3. Only 3 NFC teams cracked only 3 NFC cracked the 12-win threshold last year, and all 3 live in the NFC West. So that means 6 of the Cardinals games of the season, more than a third of their entire season, come against teams that have won 12 games or more. No one in the NFL has an NFL schedule like that or a situation like that. Now, you also you look at the rotation when it comes to the worst possible non-divisional matchups they have. The crossover state offers this. They will face the Denver Broncos, the LA Chargers, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Lions, Cowboys, Chiefs, and Commanders. 3 of those teams, Broncos, Chargers, and Eagles, made the playoffs last season. Detroit
pretty popular bounce back team, I would think. I think some people would say that.
Yeah.
The AFC West and the NFC East, back-to-back tough divisions, both at the same time. So you get no Carolina, you get no Tennessee, you get no Giants. Even the easy games aren't easy when you look at it. And then they had this spurt, or I should say death march, you could call it, from weeks 5 through 11. They faced 7 teams against title contenders starting week 5. I mean, let's spell it out. Week 5, Lions, Rams, Broncos, Cowboys, Seahawks, Rams, Chiefs. That's 5 playoff teams from last year, plus the Cowboys, plus the Rams twice. No bye to break it up. Compared to like a Bears stretch that some have said it's tougher, but Arizona's window is more than twice as long against tougher average competition and with a team that has fewer answers and a coach in his first year. Bears at least got a bye week in week 10. But, you start 6 of your first 9 on the road, back-to-back road games twice in that span, 3 of the first 4 on the road. Their bye week, as I mentioned, is late, week 14. It just seems like a lot of people, when you throw this out there, it's like, why would you give a team that just won 3 games, you're coming off a 3-14 record, and you've been a disaster for so many years, first year head coach, a quarterback problem, you get, of course, no primetime games, no respect there. Why would you give them a more favorable schedule?
Because they are the Rodney Dangerfield, which you just mentioned, no respect. They get no respect whatsoever. You had and this stayed with me yesterday, Roc, when you talked about saying that the Cardinals nationally, nobody cares.
Yeah.
You said that yesterday. You said nobody cares anywhere else about the Cardinals except the hardcore fan base here in the desert. And that's it. They get literally no respect. And the schedule included when they get their bye in week 14 is evidence of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a punching bag. When you put it all together, the worst record last year, the toughest projected schedule, the hardest division in football, the worst crossover draw, the first-year head coach, the no primetime games, the no clear quarterback answer, the latest bye in their team history, road-heavy, front-loaded schedule, that equals a punching bag. And I don't know if they're a bright side, like, nothing motivates a fan base or maybe a locker room than being counted out, right? The underdog. So if LaFleur can get this team to 6-7 against this schedule, early on, you got to give Coach of the Year consideration.
You throw a parade for him if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, not 6-7, 6 or 7 wins, I should say.
Yeah.
You got to give him the Coach of the Year.
The other thing is,
but there's 10 new head coaches this year.
Yeah, but the other thing is as well. So Jacoby Brissett continues to hold out. So let's say they get a deal done and he is your starter. So if you drop the first 4 or 5, do you immediately then put Carson Beck in as your quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I think let's table that for now. We're going to talk about that every week.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean,
are we going to see
people are already
this
talking
week?
about it right now.
Yeah, I know.
I think we will talk more about what Kyler Murray is doing in Minnesota than what our quarterback situation is doing.
Wow.
I think he's going to be
think
terrible.
about it. Since Kyler Murray,
terrible?
hold on. Since Kyler Murray injury in 2022,
yeah,
the Cardinals have been a afterthought. They haven't won a playoff game since 2015. The national media has gotten comfortable picking on them. There's a reason why 11, 12 games they're double-digit underdogs.
Yes.
Again, we talked about this earlier. We can talk about it again now. It sucks.
It does.
To be a Cardinal fan.
Yes, it does.
How could somebody walk in right now and try to sell me the Arizona Cardinals? What can you do? Like, I could probably sell ice to an Eskimo.
I agree with that statement.
But I could not sell a Cardinal season ticket.
The only thing that you have is, hey, we got a really nice air-conditioned stadium.
It's the NFL.
That's it. It's the NFL.
Yeah.
Come watch Come watch the other NFL team play.
But what could somebody say to a football fan to get me to want to buy season tickets to the Arizona
The
Cardinals?
only thing that I could see as a selling point is Jeremiah Love. That's the only.
Fair.
That's the only.
Trey McBride.
Yeah, maybe, but Jeremiah Love.
I think
is
maybe
gonna get the most
they
pop.
added some pieces on defense. Maybe you got. I like the head coaching change.
Okay.
And LaFleur comes from the McVay tree. He was an OC and Rams. We know they've had a lot of success.
Yeah.
The only break they got is they rank in the bottom third of estimated mileage travel, like how much they have to fly.
I think
you talk about that once in a while. But
I think I saw the 49ers are flying 38,000 miles this year.
the thing is, maybe Mike LaFleur could get to these guys if they can just win one or two in that first month.
Yeah,
just to get it rolling. I mean, they're going in us against the world mentality. Everyone has a pick to win 3-4 games. What Vegas is 4.5,
yeah,
right?
4.5.
Yeah.
That's gotta suck as a professional athlete in a locker room, knowing that you're going in to a season where no one expects you to win.
Right.
And then you're going to get blown out by double digits 11 times.
You try to just block out that noise and not listen to
How?
what the outside says, and you try to buy into the system with the guys that are in the locker room. But, yeah, that is hard. You have to hope on defense. You get a lot of guys back from injury. Garrett Williams, Walter Nolan. The defense could maybe be better than you think. It is an attractive offense. You don't have the quarterback situation figured out.
And how's it attractive then?
McBride, Wilson, Harrison, Love.
Great. How do you get it to him?
I mean, if
It
Brissett
starts
plays,
with-
he's salvageable for now.
But
if,
how do you
if
say-
Carson Beck works
Oh,
out
come
great,
on,
if not, you
lad.
draft a
Come
new
on,
one next year.
lad. You are sometimes some of the things that come out of your mouth. How can you say that this is an exciting offense when you immediately went to the quarterback position and said, "Oh, he's salvageable"?
Well, Brissett will get the job done for now until we can find out.
What
if
job is that? What job is that? What do you consider
win
done?
4.5 games.
See, I mean, come on.
Hit
buddy.
the over for us,
Come
Ben.
on, lads.
But if Carson Beck doesn't pan out, you at least try to see what you have from him this year so that you know if you get a top pick next year, which it sucks to already talk about the draft 1 week after it ended. But then if you can get a top quarterback in next year's heavy quarterback class,
I get
maybe, I don't know.
I think we got to just stop with the narrative talking about the next quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, you draft him in the third round.
Yes.
He is your next quarterback.
Yes.
You're not looking ahead to next year's draft on just because there's going to be 10 really good quarterbacks coming out. I think you make a case that Carson Beck is one of those top quarterbacks, right?
I mean, unless he
he's got
turns
more
into
snaps.
a Brock Purdy this year, if they have a top 3 pick next year, they more likely than not will look at quarterback, I think.
That would be the dumbest move. Then why did they draft?
Why
him
did they
in-
take Carson
Now,
Beck?
Carson
I
Beck
don't know.
blows out his knee and he's not going to be able to play. That's one
different.
thing. Let's hope that's not the case. But anyway, somebody that's been covering this Cardinal team for 5 decades. He's a Hall of Fame writer. He knows this team inside and out. We'll get his thoughts about the national media calling him a punching bag. Howard Balzer will join us next after Laz gives us his latest ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center.
4.5
Yeah.
games.
Cash me over, baby.
That what an offense. I mean, jeez.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The second round of the PGA Championship is underway, and the course continues to take a toll on some of the world's top golfers, proving to be one of the toughest tests the PGA has seen all year. Maverick McNeely currently leads the way at 5 under as players continue to battle difficult conditions. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler had a bumpy start to his round, but he battled back to finish the day at 2 under, still just 3 shots off the lead heading into the weekend. We'll keep you updated with scores and highlights as the second round rolls along from the PGA Championship. This month, every big sports moment runs through Twin Peaks. From NBA playoffs and UFC to the Indy 500 and more, catch all of the action on wall-to-wall TVs with ice-cold beer and scratch-made food. Twin Peaks, where the beer is cold, the views are scenic, and game day is always bigger.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Screen time's over.
Be home by 11?
Put your phone down while reading.
When parents set boundaries, keep track of where their kids go, and talk to them about the dangers of underage drinking and drugs, they keep their kids safe. Visit TalkNowAZ.com. Be the influence. Talk early. Talk often. Talk now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This message is sponsored by Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Think you can handle a few drinks and still drive safely? Think again. Buzzed driving is drunk driving, and drunk driving can land you in serious trouble. In Arizona, there's zero tolerance for impaired driving. Even one drink can cost you thousands in fines and legal fees. Plus, take away your driver's license. So plan ahead. Use a designated driver or rideshare. Get the facts at drivesober.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Are you a dementia caregiver? Perhaps you care for your spouse, family member, or friend. Whoever it is, being a dementia caregiver can build relationships and test them. I'm Bill, and I want to thank you for the care you have provided. I've faced similar situations, so I'm speaking on behalf of the Dementia Society of America, a nonprofit organization. Request our free guide filled with tips on care, planning, and much more. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. Thank you.
It's Friday, and the guys are live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota, located at 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Now back to the guys on ESPN 620.
I wonder how many of you actually went through the Cardinal schedule or your own favorite team schedule and kind of went through each game and kind of did your prediction. I know a lot of you have, and I get it. I think this is the first year that I did not, just because
why waste your time?
Well, not necessarily waste my time, but it's just I'm tired of doing it every year, and in most cases, giving them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to sneak a couple wins, and that never happens. And here we are, and like usually by Thanksgiving, the season's over, and no chance of postseason.
I mean, realistically, if they're totally healthy, I could see them possibly upset the Chargers. I could see that in game one.
Yeah,
I can see that take place. But after that, pretty much all bets are off.
Yeah.
I mean, once people see what they do, then they're going to be cooked. And look, the Jacoby Brissett thing, I understand that he got a little bent out of shape, and rightfully so, when coach came out and said, hey, look, we're going to have a quarterback competition. When Brissett was told after the changes were made, hey, you're our guy. So he's holding out for starter money. I don't know how much they're going to increase his pay, but he'll probably get something, Roc. But he's not going to get $35 million a year. He's not going to get that kind of money. I mean, they might give him 20, but he's a backup. He's been a backup almost his entire career in the NFL. Is he good to start a few games if your starter goes down? Absolutely. Did the offense look better when he was on the field instead of Kyler Murray? Yes, it did. Tell me how many games they won. One game. And he's a statue back there in the pocket. So that is against him right now, where everybody wants to have a quarterback who can be somewhat elusive, and Jacoby is not.
Yeah, I do think they will get a game here or two. I mean, I know there's some people have said that they may not win a game until
the
late.
Jets.
The Jets is week 15.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a team that they've had success against, that they play every year that's not in their division, being a little facetious, is the Detroit Lions. They come in here in week 5.
They do.
That is a game that if I was going to gamble, I would lean on the Cardinals on that one. And it really depends on the week before, because they're at New York the week before. And we know how well they play on the West Coast. Or excuse me, East Coast.
East Coast, yeah.
But that would be one. Then it's tough. I can't see a win until maybe the 12th week, where they have the Commanders or maybe the Eagles, because some are saying the Eagles are going to be down this year. As an Eagle fan, I'm actually agreeing with it. I think there's not a lot of hype, and maybe that's a good thing this year. If they they'll be fine on week 14. That's the bye week. But just because the Jets, everybody's saying the Jets, but I think the Jets maybe will improve this year.
You think the Jets will be better than the Cardinals?
No. But Geno Smith? No.
Jacoby Brissett?
I know, but
come on.
Yeah, I know.
They're equal.
They have a new staff now. They're trending the right way.
Cardinals, new staff.
Aaron Glenn should have been fired. He is not a good football
Fair,
coach.
but at least he's back. He's got the same coaching staff.
Yeah.
You have
they had a good draft too.
They did have a good draft.
Now we're
let's keep. We're getting somewhere.
Let's keep.
No, they're not going to be better than the Cardinals. I don't.
You're at the Saints. At least they're end of their season. Jets, Saints, Raiders. Depending on how healthy the 49ers are, you end the last 2 games of the season at home. But again, the regular season doesn't end until January 10th. It's just, you're right. The NFL is just kind of taking over 12 months out of the year.
Everything. They've taken over everything. Remember how Christmas Day, NBA, there'd be 5 games, one right after the other. It was great. Now you get 3 NFL games plus the NBA on Christmas Day.
Yeah, the more you kind of dissect this Cardinal thing, it's like, first 11 weeks, it's a meat grinder. Right? I mean, it's a meat grinder.
I would like to be more positive.
It's hard not to.
Yeah, like fanboy Laz. I would like to have that optimism.
There's a kid who born and raised here, but he's a Bears fan.
Yeah, he's a Bears fan.
Go figure.
Yeah,
13-4, maybe 12.
See, there you go. I mean, look.
I did the Eagles too. You'll be maybe 10-7, 9-8.
I think they're going to be better than that. I really do.
In the NFC East, I'm not really worried about it. I think the Eagles will at least be a wild card.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yep.
But when you look at the NFC West, and I like the 49ers coming out of the division. I know a lot of people are picking them, but I like the 49ers a lot. I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to have somewhat of a hangover from winning this Super Bowl. It seems to happen a lot. And the Rams, Eric Williams from Fox Sports this week, he had everyone's predicting the Rams to win the division, but he thinks quarterback may get injured, and that would change everything.
It would, but the Rams have the most primetime games of anybody this coming NFL season. They have 8. So the networks believe what you just stated is that the Rams are the preemptive favorite right now, not only in the NFC West, but also to be in the Super Bowl.
That's what makes the Cardinals' schedule such a gauntlet, is you naturally have 6 games against 3 of the best teams in the NFL being in that division.
There you go.
And, of course, this is the year where you're also matching up where you play every team in the AFC West. That's probably the best division in the AFC. So now 3/4 of your schedule are all playoff teams, and it's a gauntlet.
Yep. Do you think the NFL made a mistake with putting the Chiefs up there with the most primetime games with the Eagles and the Bears and all that? Because there's we're not sure if Patrick Mahomes is going to be back.
No, but that's what they're counting on.
Yeah.
They figure that if Mahomes, and some of the reports that I have seen on him, he's ahead of schedule on his rehab. already out playing golf and swimming. So I think that they are doing that because of Patrick Mahomes, because of a certain tight end that is probably going to marry a rock star. And so that all factors in, because you know what it is, Rock. It's eyeballs on TV. Eyeballs on TV. That's what the networks are all about. All there.
Quickly, we're gonna squeeze in Howard Balzer from Sports Illustrated and CardsWire, and he joins us now on Roc Manuch with Jimmy B. Howard, we were discussing the narrative from the national level, and it seems as though the Cardinals are somewhat of a punching bag nationally, which, they check a lot of boxes, right? I mean, when it comes to schedule and things of that sort, but you've been covering this team for 5 decades, and every year, you go into it, you see the schedule, and you may say to yourself, all right, they may win 5 games, 10 games, or what have you, but when you're hearing the national media kind of making these guys a punching bag, how do you defend it? How would you defend it? Say that's not the case.
It's hard to defend it. I mean, it really is. I mean, here it is again with a new coach and all those things and all the discussion around it and, the whole quarterback situation that, exists. And then they get, it almost seems, and it's interesting because I think even in the Phoenix area, I mean, there's a certain amount of, well, we'll never win as long as the ownership stays the way it is. And a lot of people aren't happy with that, with the organization. And then you wonder, you see this schedule that they got handed, and you wonder if the league feels the same way about the Cardinals as everybody else. I mean, that's one of the most brutal things I've seen in a long time when you look at the first 10, 11 weeks, this schedule. I mean, it's basically you're saying, okay, let's see you overcome this. And we'll give you all the games against teams that weren't very good last year. We'll give you all those at home at the end of the season when who knows what the record will be. So it's hard to defend it. I mean, it really is. And so,
and Howard, you got a first-year coach in Mike LaFleur. He inherits arguably the worst possible runway for a first-year coach in the entire NFL. It doesn't seem right.
No, exactly right. And obviously, what contributes to it is the division. But still, I mean, you put all those division games, in the first 2+ months of the season when you have three teams, 3 teams ahead of them in the division with 38-13 last season in the during the regular season. And so, and then, okay, so let's hit the Cardinals with 2 of those games in the first 3 games of the season. Right? After the opener, after you go on the road to play the Chargers, who were in the playoffs. And that's the crazy thing. They have nine games against teams, and we knew that going in, but they have 9 games against teams that were in the playoffs last year. That counts the 49ers and the Seahawks, obviously, and the 49ers twice. But 7 of those 9 are in the first 10 weeks of the season. I mean, it's just insane that happened. And, what chance do you have? I mean, and you'll say all the right things. You're not going to go after the league, but you just wonder how they could be handed, with all the road games. 6 of the first 9 are on the road, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Those 6 road games, that includes the Giants, who were 4-13 last year. Those 6 road games are against teams that were combined 60, 41-1. Last season. So figure out that's right around 60%. So how do you overcome that? I mean, you just hope that you can be competitive. That's what you hope for. You hope you can be competitive and not have blowouts and keep players healthy so you can at least hang with these other teams. But man, that's going to be a tough one for this club.
Howard, last season they went out and they spent a lot of money on the defense. They got nothing for it. A lot of guys got hurt. So they did not go out and spend a lot of money this past season. So in your estimation, are they counting on players who were all injured last year to make this team more competitive?
I don't think there's any doubt about it, that's what you're hoping for, that the criticism that has come for, some of the drafts that there have been, a lot of those guys haven't been on the field very much, whether it's Garrett Williams, whether it's Walter Nolan, whether it's Darius Robinson. A lot of those guys, you're hoping that those guys can stay healthy and take a next step and be better. I mean, I'll tell you this. I did some checking on this. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but this was not a bad defense the first half of the season. I mean, I'm not saying it was great, but they were still ranked in a decent spot around the NFL in the first 8 games when they were 3-5. And then you never want to say that one guy makes a difference, but Mac Wilson gets hurt in that game against the Cowboys, and they proceed to lose their final 9 games of the season, and the defense just can't do much of anything at all. And so yes, that's what you are counting on. The Will Johnson, he was injured in college. One of the reasons he lasted to the second round, he misses 5 games. And so Taylor Demerson, Rabbit, I mean, he's probably, he has a chance to be the starter. I mean, he missed several games. And so that still is a key in this league. No matter what anybody says, no one wants to use excuses, but you've got to keep your good players healthy. At least you're going to have some injuries, but you can't have them to the level and the extent that the Cardinals did last year. And I think what they're hoping too, especially on defense, guys, is that if you can have a running game and you can, create some things with Jeremiah Love and at least hold keep the football a little bit longer and not be passing all the time, that can take the pressure off the defense and not put them on the field. I checked time of possession. The time of possession average went up like 5 to 6 minutes per game after the first half of the season. And so those are the things you have to try to avoid just to stay in game and not have those blowouts like they did against Seattle and against the 49ers and against the Rams. Those are the things you want to avoid. At least be competitive, and we'll see if this team's able to do that.
Howard, thanks for jumping on with us on a Friday, man. Appreciate you, man. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, closing out Lindy's, by the way. Sorry I was a little bit late, but found some last-minute stuff here as we're getting ready to close the door on another year of Lindy's. So that's Sunday will be a nice day. It's like I say every year, guys. Happiness is Birmingham in my rear-view mirror.
You got that right.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
That's Howard Balzer, of course. Lindsay, one of the best magazines when it comes to the getting ready for the 2026 NFL season. So Howard, big part of that, and we will talk to him more about that next week. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. I'll finish up, tell you what's on tap. We got some great sporting events over the weekend that including the Preakness. We'll dive into when that is underway here in just a moment. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Bright Toyota.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
You push hard, you train hard. Shouldn't your soda work just as hard? Meet Kunu, the superfood nutrition soda packed with whole vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. Only 5 grams of natural sugar. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Voted the #1 soda for athletes. Whole food nutrition. Great taste. That's Kunu. Go to HUNUsoda.com and use code ESPN for 10% off your first order. Kunu Soda. Soda that's actually good for you. HUNUsoda.com. Code ESPN.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Rock for WhiteToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
I think the quality of the facilities, quality of the grass fields, with the proximity to the airport, quality of the hotels, access to Scottsdale, and some of the amenities that we have around us, just we're well positioned and to provide a very good base site for a high level athlete like the Turkish national team. We've like I said before, we've done this type of thing before, so we're well versed as a staff, and we can lean in on that experience of delivering world class experiences at world class facilities.
David Hayes, Senior Director at Arizona Athletic Grounds, with the announcement yesterday that the Turkish national team will have a home base for the World Cup in Mesa at the Arizona Athletic Grounds. Pretty cool.
That is
have
cool.
A World Cup team playing in our state, training in our state. They'll be playing in the United States as well. So anxious to see that and be part of that. So it should be a lot of fun. The biggest sports weekend of the late spring is here. You got, of course, the PGA Major going on with the PGA Championship. You got the Triple Crown Classic as well tomorrow with the Preakness, the 151st running of the second jewel, the Triple Crown, held at Laurel Park for the first time since Pimlico is
it's gone.
It's undergoing a little renovation.
Yeah.
So no Triple Crown on the line because the Kentucky Derby winner, Golden Tempo, is skipping the race to point towards Belmont. I just never understand.
Third year in a row.
It's just why even do Triple Crown anymore? Why let's just not even talk about it anymore? Because like you said, third year in a row.
Yeah,
and it's like, isn't that why it would help their sports?
I agree, but that's not the way the trainers looked at it. When you heard from the trainer who trains Golden Tempo, she indicated that he was pretty much spent and they weren't going to risk it running in the Belmont or in the Preakness.
So what about the folks that run this sport?
Yeah,
maybe kind of widen the schedule a little bit.
Wow, what a wonderful idea, huh?
Move the Preakness to next week or the week after.
Golly.
I mean, seriously.
I know. I'm with you 100%.
You love the opportunity of a Triple Crown.
Yeah.
But when you never have the horses there to compete back to back, what's the sense?
It's very frustrating. It really is, especially after the way that the Kentucky Derby played out and Golden Tempo ran down Renegade in the last 100 yards maybe to win that race by a little more than a head and came all the way from the back. They went from worst to first. I mean, it was really something to watch. Yeah.
Well, tomorrow, NBC coverage will get underway about 1 o'clock. The approximate post time is 3:50 to 4:01. The weather looks somewhat ideal. Mostly clear, 76 degrees, 13%. Perfect chance of rain. Tonight, you got some game sixes. The Pistons and Cavs will start us off on Prime, and then Spurs at Timberwolves on Prime.
Yep.
Come on.
I know. The NBA did the same thing as the NFL.
It's a joke.
They took the money.
No games in the NHL when it comes to the conference semifinals. The Sabres and the Canadians tomorrow. That's on at 5 o'clock on TBS. You got to find that too. When you think of hockey, you don't really think of TBS. And then, of course, the D-backs are at the Rockies. That gets underway just after 5 o'clock. I think 5:40 to be exact. And you'll be able to hear that on the mothership, Arizona Sports, and on the D-backs television networks, of course, Cox 34 and DirecTV 686. So tonight, Apple TV is actually getting in the mix now for baseball.
No.
Cubs at Reds, Friday night baseball, Apple TV. Yep.
No.
I mean, if you're a Cubs fan or a Reds fan,
Yeah.
you're like, damn.
Well,
Well, you know, if you're going to your sports bar tonight,
Yeah.
they probably don't have the Apple TV thing going.
Nope. No way. Now, look, the Cubs generally, they have their own television network. It's called Marquee.
Yeah.
But they have sold their soul as well for the money grab, which are the streaming services. And here is Apple going to jump in just like Netflix has, just like Amazon has, Peacock, all of them, and collect the dollars. It for the sports fan, it's awful.
Yeah. I will give, they got the PGA Championship right. I mean, all day today.
Yes.
Started at 9 a.m. and it runs till 5 o'clock on ESPN, just straight through PGA golf. Then tomorrow gets going. It starts at 5 a.m. on the Plus, and then 7 a.m. on ESPN, and then it'll jump over to CBS, which is great, and then same kind of schedule on Sunday.
Right, that's the way it should be.
I know.
That,
Just- just put it all on so we can watch it.
Yeah, so everybody can view it when it's an event like this is the PGA Championship.
What's the leaderboard look like right now there, Laz? Where you
I
go?
was just headed there to ask who you guys think's going to pull away with this tournament. But right now we got Smalley and McNeely tied at 4 under. McNeely still has one hole left. He's through 17. Other than that, mostly everybody is posted. So it looks like our leaders will be in the clubhouse at 4. But we got a handful at 3, a handful at 2.
I'm in a pool, and you had to do a tiebreaker on what you felt the winning score would be.
Okay.
I think I put 13 or 12. How would I have known it was going to be this tough on my
I've never seen anything like it.
I know. This course is the winner.
It's eating them
Clearly
up.
the winner.
Eating them up.
Hey, if you missed anything, go to rockmanuch.com or download the Arizona Sports app. Special thanks to Jody Jackson, who joined us from Colorado. We also caught up with David Hayes, Senior Director of Arizona Athletic Grounds, Steve Jones.
DQ.
Yes, Steve Jones, PGA champion, actually from the U.S. Open in '96. And, of course, Howard Balzer. So good job this week with Laz. And
That was me.
all helping us out back in the studios.
Yeah, man.
You know, he's taking your job, isn't
Oh, yeah. He's a pro's pro, Jamal is.
he? Yeah. Came over from the mothership to help us out.
Yeah, he
Appreciate
did.
that.
Yeah.
Good job, Jimmy. This is 5 days for you, man.
Man, it's a struggle.
Oh, good
It's
luck.
a
You're going to
struggle.
sleep good this weekend.
Get the freedom to save with your